Good evening. If you play Smoked Out, roll with them. Tone, you're welcome for that parlay, dude. What up, Chris?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, beautiful, dude.
Can you hear me?
So I'm going to start doing in-depth analysis on some of my favorite games from now on.
People can hear you, by the way, but that sounds good.
Yeah, I got some really good stuff for some of the good matchups this week. Wasn't able to dig in as much to Chiefs 49ers as I wanted to, but whatever.
That's going to be a fun one. There we are. It's on the way, Tone. My parlay of the day is on the way. Every leg currently hitting. Just need the stars. How about those Dallas Stars over the Sharks?
Are they winning?
0-0 end of the first, but they're like minus 390, and that's the last leg I have. The other three, I guess, aren't over yet, but it's pretty close to being over. Tyler is live. I didn't even know.
Yeah, he's going to switch from Fortnite.
I was going to do that too today, and then I was exhausted after I had a stream, and then I had to watch 2 movies for Is This for Kids when I'm recording tomorrow. Then dinner and reading Harry Potter to the kids, and here we are.
How's that new book?
Dude, it's so cool. I'm surprised you're letting us use it. Like, we're the first ones breaking it in.
Yeah. I normally reread 2 of them over winter break.
So do you have all of them, those versions of all of them?
No, they haven't come out yet, all of them.
So
How do I hide
you have
my
1,
cat?
2, 3, and 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
We read 3 chapters today. We are on, he just got back to Ron's house. It's just such a good book, dude. I'm like transported back in time as I'm reading.
I know.
To like, I'm remembering like where I was reading it, and I'm remembering details that like I thought I forgot.
Like what? Well, give me name one.
The prank that they played on Dudley. Like, I remember thinking that was the funniest thing when I read it at the time, and I completely forgot about it. And as I'm reading it, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, the twins, they dropped it on purpose because of his diet. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
I'm picking up on the hints now of Ginny.
You ready for this, dude?
What?
So I may have bought $130 worth of merch from the Hutch store after his brutal injury.
Yep.
So the crew neck hasn't got here yet, but check this out.
Dude, I just got some stuff for the kids. Let's go.
So it's Hutch, and then it's got like all of his mantras on the back.
I love that.
97, it's 97, and it's got like a bunch of his mantras. It's sick. I'm so... Yeah, we'll talk about it on the show, but I had to buy stuff.
All the money goes to the CS Mott Children's Hospital.
Yep. Yeah, it's all donated.
Yeah, pretty awesome stuff, dude. Pretty awesome stuff. We'll get into that, Go Lions. We'll get into that here. We got a big show coming, 8 to 10 here when Ty hops in. We got a slate. I'll tell you what. Man.
I tell you.
The outline today is nuts. And I had to add 4 things because a bunch of stuff happened today.
Yeah, I'm ready for that too.
So we'll talk about those. We're going to start with those.
I figured you would do that.
Remember that segment, dude? I'm bringing it back.
I do remember.
Come on now. Tell me you weren't a little excited.
No, I am.
We better not have the same person with the touchdown.
Thank you, Ronnie. I don't think we do, bud.
Okay, mine's on the Lions.
I avoided that.
Sweet. What up, Nick?
Yeah, like games like that, I just kind of erase from my memory, just because statistically they don't help us much. Like, yeah, they showed that the Lions are a dominant team, but we already knew that they were good.
What up, Minnie? Thanks for the kind words. Chris, you already live?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, you can go follow Chris, twitch.tv/Invictus.
Yep. Yeah, we're I want to start going live with a pregame show on Sunday mornings. You guys don't have to join me, but if people would be interested in that.
Hello.
I just hope Ty doesn't show up. Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Oh.
You're dumpy.
Hey, Dilly.
You're dumpy.
What up, handsome?
What's up,
brothers?
Squirtle Squad?
Loving the Squirtle shirt there. What it looks like there's a what's next to you? Is that a jersey?
Where do you have that lion?
Oh.
Is that your Hutch jersey? Oh.
It's the Hutch jersey, dude.
That's nice.
It is.
That's nice. We'll chat about that. Ty, how long have you been live for?
2 hours and 13 minutes.
Did you go live this afternoon too, or no?
I did not. I had my dentist appointment. And boy howdy, let me tell you, if I ever needed a pick me up, I just gotta go to my dentist appointment, dude.
Wow, what'd they say?
I was getting gassed up, bro.
Oh wow.
They were talking to me like, Tyler, you just have the most. I'm not joking either. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. I swear.
I believe you. I believe you.
The most amazing teeth. We are so happy you used Invisalign with us. We're so happy that because like I originally went in to I don't want to say who he is. I originally went to the doctor because apparently he has incredible like veneers. He does great work with people that need veneers, and I didn't really want to get braces again. So long story short, he was like, Tyler, I'll do it if you want me to, but you have beautiful teeth. Please get Invisalign. Like, all right. So got it. Obviously, fast forward, here we are now. I just got my teeth cleaned. Dude, I got looked at by both the doctors that they had in it, and obviously my tech, and all three of them were just like, wow, your teeth are spectacular. So,
dude, that's not the direction I thought that was going to go, man.
I don't know what you thought you were expecting, but
I thought you were going to be like, all this flossing in real life has finally paid off, dude.
Oh, that's good, dude. That's funny.
That was good, Chris. Well done.
That's a good one, dude.
Chris, you're looking
Thank you.
good with the fade, bro. Nice little cut.
Oh, thank you. Dude, so Julia goes out of town starting tomorrow, and I'm like looking at how awful my hair is for our weekend next weekend. And I'm like, when am I going to have time?
Yeah, I got to get my beard.
Cut.
I got to get I'm growing the beard long wise because it's almost winter, but it's getting fat. Look at that.
You got to get one of your haircuts.
Nope.
On top, right?
I'm letting that go, actually, Tom. I'm going to let that go for a couple more months. So we're just going to trim this down just right here a little bit, let the length go and let the width get out, and we're chilling, dude.
Okay.
Guys, real quick, Chris, I feel like if you're going to do the pink streak, you just got to do all the grays pink. It would look super sick. Yes.
These?
Like racer stripes, dude.
So here's the thing. I don't want to do this. I lost a bet. I'm waiting for this to fade. My roots are already growing back in.
Flick this off.
The grays, yeah, that was an accident.
I can't believe you already went and dyed your hair gray again. You really just got to let it go, dude.
Dude,
you really just got to
my
let it
natural hair color. It's literally growing in.
Natural. Guys, the second his hair grows out, he immediately goes and just gets it. It's just weird. I don't know.
It's incredible.
He wants to be this gray fox, guys. I don't know.
Dude, and my chat's just out here like letting yours grow so it can get more bald. Okay.
Actually, Dilly goes, you got to dye the grays Honolulu blue. I was actually thinking about doing that if we make the playoffs again.
Just a little bit of juice. Good. Guys, real quick, we crushed our picks this weekend.
Yeah,
and before we brag about it, I think it's bad that we did. I think that Tyler is the most respectable of the weekend, and no disrespect to Chris going 13-1. Right, Chris?
Okay. I mean, I gotta explain.
Here's why. All the favorites won. I'm giving Tyler a little bit of flowers because all the favorites won, which means Chris picked every single favorite.
That's not true.
Except for the Colts.
Except for the Colts.
That's not true. The Colts were favored.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? That was the one upset you picked?
They were favored. They were plus 130.
Yeah, that means they were not favored, right?
Dude, do you guys want to know the only
Chris
reason
picked every single favored team?
Right. Sorry.
Chris.
Yeah, because I knew they were going to win. And here's the thing. I'll brag on this even more. I went back and checked. I said, if Flacco starts, give me the Colts.
Yeah.
You did say that.
I did say that. And I said, because I said if Richardson starts, I think he starts, and I think the Titans win. So really, I went undefeated.
We
So
all
by the way,
crushed it.
Flacco didn't have a great game either. He threw a bunch of picks too. I think he had 2 interceptions. So he wasn't. He's struggling, but still got that win.
Todd, you had 12. How many wins did you have? 10, 11?
I think I went like 12, 12 and I don't know.
I think you had like 10
man.
or 11. I had 10 or 11. Chris went like 13-1. Unbelievable stuff this
It was
weekend,
so
boys.
easy. It was so easy to be. Yeah.
Golf clap. We hit our very first Blevins Bros Sports Show parlay of the weekend.
Finally.
We were due, bro. Like 6 weeks in a row is brutal. Is that really the first one we hit?
Yeah.
Well, dude,
so we have 2. We do like our Thursday night one, right? And then we do our spread one, which you like make us pick a money line or a spread.
Heck yeah.
And we've been like we're very close every time, right?
Right.
Which is why I think we're like 3 weeks in a row we're 2 out of 3 of the legs of our Thursday night football parlay, which means, by the way, chat, if you are tailing and betting responsibly and setting a limit, if you're doing them individually as well, you're up.
Oh, yeah. You're up for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But that was our first, I loved it. The over-under spread picks. We did very well. I had a heck of a weekend, fellas. I had a couple.
Yeah.
I had a couple that kind of went crazy. I was up some units, so I put a little extra units on what I thought I was pretty confident in. It hit. And then I made the mistake of tweeting it. And then my good friend who stays here 2 or 3 nights a week because he's got a wife and kids back home. He stays here 2 nights a week because he still has his work here. So he goes in between here and Houston. I didn't know he followed me on Twitter. And so he walks in. I'm sitting there watching football. He's like, "Look at you, Mr. Moneybags. 3 G's?"
Oh, my God.
And Jody goes, "Huh?" And I was like,
Oh no.
"Yeah. Oh, yeah, babe. Yeah. Well, listen, she runs everything. I take it. I cash out anyway. But she's like, I normally was going to cash out 80%. She made me cash out 90%. So
I mean, bro,
we
are
listen.
those are
We
big,
listen.
Those are big wins, dude. By the way, I needed to just chill. When I'm with Tim and the boys, they just
He gets you going.
Tim just it's like hear me out, dude. And this is why you just have to be careful. All right, you want to be around smart people. If you're gonna get into sports betting, you want to make sure you're not with the guy, like you're not with anyone that chases, and you're not, because Tim is a chaser, bro. Tim is
That's
someone.
the worst.
It is, and Tim, I love you if you're watching. You are such a bad when it comes to sports betting, because guess what? I don't want to miss out. So when listen, and by the way, that is like a definition of like addiction, right? It literally is. Well, addiction is sports betting addiction is when you're like, you lose once and you bet more to win that back, and you bet more to win that back. But when Tim is like, he'll do 1,000 on the first game at noon, and then he'll lose that one, they'll go 3K, and then he's like, the night game, he's gonna make it all back. So, anyways, big win, very big weekend. I'm back to even, and I'm gonna be more responsible personally.
Look at you, dude. That whole strategy works when you're rich and you're chilling. 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It works when there's a couple of cappers, if you will, or fake cappers who get paid to promote sites, and they're not using their own money, and so they get to do the same thing, and they get to make statements like, to win all the coin back, or it's a mega unit whale max. And so we just you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. But if it's free money or you're chilling, then you're chilling. I'm not chilling, so we cashed out 90%.
Let's go, dude.
Yep.
Loved it.
Let's jump into it, JB.
We have a lot to get into, fellas.
Yeah, we do.
A lot. And I was going to start with we're going to bring back one of my favorite segments from last year when it was Ben Kurt and Blevins Bros. But first, 3, maybe more, if you guys have found more. I had to watch 2 movies today for ITFK. 3 massive announcements today from Shefty. Devontae Adams traded to the Jets after they should have won that game. We're going to get into that.
Do you mean the New York Packers?
That's right. With Lazard, Adams, Rodgers. It will be for a conditional 3rd round pick that can go to a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, I think he has to make all pro, or they have to reach the AFC Championship.
He also restructured his deal to be more friendly to the team, but also to give him potentially an out at the end of this next season to go where he wants in case Aaron Rodgers retires. Thoughts in general, fellas, on the Devontae Adams heading to New York after a brutal loss that should have been a win last night?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot to say about it, right? So I think this pushes Mike Williams out. I don't think this hurts Wilson at all. They're already sustaining 2 top 15 fantasy receivers in Lazard and Wilson. So I don't think this hurts Wilson at all. I think it hurts Lazard a little bit, and I think it bumps Mike Williams out of the lineup. And honestly, dude, they looked great running the football finally yesterday. Rodgers was on and off, but, not the problem. A lot of his receivers besides Wilson don't get open. So I actually think, while I would have preferred Devontae to go some other places, I think this is going to be a big boost for the Jets offense. And they have a pretty weak schedule. So, the rest of the way. So I honestly think this might have been the move to kind of push them for the playoffs, despite the loss yesterday.
Interesting, dude. I think it's useless. I think it's a terrible. Listen, it's something like does it move the meter a little bit, right, for their offense to get going? Like maybe, right? But I think at the end of the day, the issue right now, when I look at their offense, is I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers' mobility, dude. Right? He's like slower than Goff. Like this guy, I mean, it's just if he sits in the pocket, it's what he does. He's a great pocket quarterback, and he just gets slammed. He got crushed. Like and it's just congratulations. You give Devontae Adams. You better get the ball out fast, right?
All of his mobility is gone. It's all gone.
He generally
used to
gets
have
the ball out very quick.
Yes. No. Like, dude. Like Aaron Rodgers scrambled. That was one of the most dangerous things about him when he was healthy at Green Bay. Was like, dude, he was like not as fast as Mahomes again, but he was very lethal in the pocket.
He was quick.
He could escape, and he was quick, and he could get away, and he could extend plays. And now that is very limited. And congratulations, Devontae Adams is unless their offensive line just decides to start playing better and giving him more time in the pocket, or he starts getting the ball out like a full second quicker. I don't think it does anything for him, man. Truly, I think the key to beating the Jets right now is to just get that pressure on Aaron because he can't move.
Right. But I think that Devontae will get open faster than Mike Williams.
Correct. Yes. So again, it's gonna be right. Can they just utilize him being open in those split seconds? But I think I'm shocked. As somebody who's a professional player, professional gamer, I understand the feeling of like coming back and reuniting with a teammate. But dude, I'm telling you, man, it's not as like glorious as you may think. Because at the end of the day,
you know what the Jets feel like?
What?
The Jets feel like a reality TV show football team.
Almost. I completely.
Like the Jets feel like the Desperate Housewives of the NFL.
Dude,
I feel like it's how the Packers were too when Rodgers was there. It felt like at the end.
I don't understand. I just don't understand why. Like when I look at the Jets, dude, like truly, they don't seem serious, right? Like right now, like with the record, the position that they're in, like how well they're off, like how many points they're scoring, how many points they're giving up, like everything about them just seems like, why would you go there? If you're Devontae Adams, like, do you want to win or do you want to have fun?
Right.
And I honestly think I think that this whole thing happened for fun, because at the end of the day, there are better teams that he could have joined and had a way. And I don't know.
For sure, but I think they do win a little bit more with him now.
Yeah, sure. I do too. Jason Moore, our friend over from the Fantasy Footballers, tweeted 9 hours ago, this trade is good for Aaron Rodgers, good for the Jets, and good for Breece Hall. Not good for Garrett Wilson. Allen Lazard is no longer a thing, and I'm pretty sure they're taking Mike Williams out behind the shed. I actually disagree with that. I'm more with you, Chris. I think it actually opens up Lazard and Wilson. Wilson can play in the slot a lot more. Devontae Adams can play anywhere, but he's a big dude.
You guys see they moved Wilson a lot more yesterday too?
And he looked really good in spots. So I actually think that this gives the Jets a chance to get to the playoffs and win some playoff games. But Ty, to your point, they have to protect Rodgers. Number 77 last night had a horrific evening. I mean, he held a couple times. He gave up a couple of different sacks, multiple pressures. It was bad. And like you said, Ty, he can't move anymore. Like I was waiting for him to show that maybe if the game was on the line, maybe he could run, and he just did not yesterday.
I mean, he's hurt, right?
I didn't watch that game against the Patriots, Chris. So if he did that against the Patriots, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he was all over, but he was rolling out like old Rodgers against the Patriots.
I just don't think he's 100% right now, right? They were talking about early, like literally after their first drive where he got sacked and just rocked a couple times. They were talking about his ankle. He's still quite, So again, if I'm any other team right now going up against the Jets, I am blitzing so much. And just hit him, because he's dude. And I'm not saying hurt him.
Yeah, get to him.
But dude,
that's what the defense does.
Because he's close, dude. I mean, Whips was joking, but he's one big hit from retirement, bro. Like,
dude, the Vikings are getting pressure on like 51% of defensive plays, and look what they did to the Jets.
Yeah.
They still almost lost that game to the Jets. That's why I really do think that Adams is going to help quite a bit. Rodgers can still sling the ball. Adams is still one of the best route runners in the league. It's going to be fun to watch. It all of a sudden makes the game this weekend interesting. Mike Tomlin was like, I just prepared for Adams and the Raiders, and now I'm preparing for Adams and the Jets. It's not fair. Pretty funny stuff. Another trade happened, dude, kind of right after. Almost like the Bills saw it and were like, man, we need another guy too.
I got so excited when I saw this trade.
Amari Cooper traded to the Bills. The full compensation update last that I saw was that the Browns receive a 2025 third-round pick and a 2026 seventh-round pick. Bills get Amari Cooper and a 2025 sixth-round pick. Amari Cooper, who did nothing in Cleveland so far this year, but had some good stuff last year and some good stuff in Dallas, is now on the Bills.
They got him for $800,000.
I love this for the cap strap Bills.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
To leverage the future a little bit because you're prepared to win now. I love that.
Who do the Bills play next? Do you guys know?
Great.
Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah, they have an easy one.
Titans.
It's
Titans.
the Titans.
On the 20th. Yeah, so that's this weekend. They have the Titans. So Amari Cooper gets his first touchdown. After the game, he's going to get interviewed. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say something.
Dude,
he's going to say something about Josh Allen, which is going to be a dig at Deshaun Watson, and I can't wait.
Guys, he has the most unrealized air yards in the NFL due to inaccurate passes. He has 441 unrealized air yards. That's insane. That is insane. Oh my God.
Josh
Watson
Allen
is
rolled
so bad.
He rolled out of the pocket yesterday, and you guys saw this play. It might have been third down. Looked like he should have been sacked by three different dudes. Chucks it up in the air to his backup running back, who, by the way, looked awesome.
Ty Davis, right?
Yeah,
no, it's Ray Davis.
Ray Davis looked awesome yesterday. And like now he's got Cooper to do that, and Coleman and Shakir all together. It makes those two guys better as well. I think it's going to open that up for those younger guys.
Dude, Cooper can win contested catches on the edge. It's going to be great it's going to open up their offense.
I think it's fun. Good for everyone except for the Browns. Although he wasn't doing much for the Browns anyway, so it's okay.
Dude, I had such a funny tweet and it did not take off.
What was it? Share it here.
I think I read it.
Ty's like, it wasn't that funny.
So I just quoted the trade and I go, Deshaun Watson, like I was pretending to be the coach, Stefanski. Deshaun Watson gives us the best chance to win. But we don't need our number one receiver, though, because he can never hit his hands.
I like it. Ty didn't think it was that good of a tweet.
That's all right.
Tyler liked it better when I used the Blood Bros Sports Show Twitter account to say Fat Man did well.
I love that, dude. I love that. Bro, listen, hear me out. We're talking about the Browns, Amari Cooper leaving the Browns. Here's what I don't like. I don't like betting on games or taking spreads on games when there's like a big change. And Jameis Winston has announced that he's starting, right? The Browns. And I know they just lost Amari Cooper, but now it's like in a game that I would have taken, I don't know who they're playing, but
they're playing the Bengals.
I would have taken the Bengals 100%. But now, dude, at home, nothing to lose, right? Absolutely nothing to lose. It's like
wait,
game, dude.
Wait, they benched Watson?
Yeah, I swear they did. I read something about. Did they not? I swear they did. Did they not?
No wonder my tweet didn't take off. I didn't think they benched. I did not. I missed that today.
I don't think so.
Chat?
Nope. So today there is.
They did not.
No, there is news though. Goodell is saying that the league is still reviewing the latest claims against Deshaun Watson. So maybe that's why Ty thought that. So that's brand new from Roger Goodell.
Dude, that's on me. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now my tweet's hysterical.
It's still a funny tweet.
Bengals by a million.
Maybe, Ty, you might be thinking of the Steelers who benched Justin. Well, they didn't technically bench Justin Fields, but they hinted that Russell Wilson's taking reps with the ones this week.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe that's what you were thinking about, because that's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. And listen, whatever. It's not like Justin Fields just lightened it up, but weird to do at 4-2. Okay.
Right.
One last bit of news here before we get into an awesome old time tradition. Can you have traditions if it's year 2? I think you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Detroit Lions. We're going to get into Hutch. We'll get into all that later. They took care of one of the best defensive tackles in the NFC, probably top 10 in the league. Ali McNeil, 4 years, $97 million, including $55 million guaranteed. The Lions have now taken care of Taylor Decker. They've taken care of Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm missing a couple. Jared Goff, Ali McNeil. I mean, they are building, fellas. They're building. They're getting the foundations paid. Next year it'll be Hutch, and next year it'll probably be and Monty. And they just redid Monty last week as well.
And I love the message at that sense. Like, you do well, you are gonna get rewarded.
Yep.
We value you. Like, we see you. We value the work you're putting in to build this culture. I love our team.
Dude, did you hear the Monty interview? He got interviewed after, and they said, like, when did you know you wanted to be here long term? And he goes, right when I signed the first deal. Like, this is how poorly the Bears treated him. He said, right when I signed the first deal, because Dan Campbell looked at me and he told me he wants me to be a part of this team and that he sees me as being a part of building something here, and that's all I needed to hear. That should be basic coach speak to one of your best players. That shouldn't be something that Dan Campbell is doing that revolutionizes the way you think about how teams treat you.
But it wasn't. Dan Campbell didn't know. You know what I mean? Yet how good he was going to be. So to be able to look at a player that you're signing and tell him that you see him, like, I don't think coaches do. I don't think that's. Not all coaches are going to do that. Yeah, right? Not all coaches are going to.
It's just bad leadership, though. It's bad leadership in the Bears. That this was before this little regime they have now. But I thought that was interesting.
Dan
and just
Campbell
says a lot.
has an incredible pulse on his players. He reminds me of, like, really good teachers that I see that, like, know how their students are doing the second they walk in. Like, this kids don't even have to say anything. Like, I feel like he's just very good at reading people, and
you can tell he's emotional for sure, which is
right. And he's so genuine.
Yeah.
And I think when you combine caring so much about someone but also being genuine, it's just unreal.
Yeah. So Lions are taking care of their guys. Love it. A couple of Vikings fans very offended that I skipped over the biggest trade of the day. The Vikings, because Aaron Jones is hurt, likely out, it sounds like, against the Lions here this weekend.
Yeah, he was spotted at practice, but that hip thing is I think, expected to sideline him maybe one more week.
Yep. They trade for Cam Akers
from the Texans.
Yeah. Big stuff there.
Didn't Akers have like a one breakout run
on the Rams? Yeah, he played well for the Rams, though. He was on the Rams just a couple years ago, right?
It's really tough to diagnose this move before the Lions, right? Like, you hope Aaron Jones is okay because nobody's running against the Lions. Like, the Lions have shut down everyone. So, like, Cam Akers isn't going to help.
Yep.
This is going to be a Sam Darnold game.
Dude, I just hope. Listen, we're going to run all over these guys. I don't know if we're going to go. I don't know what I actually don't know what our game plan is going to be, right? Like, we know
we're going to get
Pain.
We're going to talk. We're going to get to it, Ty.
Pain.
We're doing it in the previews.
Brother. Pain. All right, we're doing a segment that was one of my favorites from last year. I literally was making the outline for today, and I went back to last year's notes to see what some juicy nuggets were that I might be forgetting about. And this is one of them. Touchdowns, turnovers, and touchbacks, fellas.
Yep.
Looking back at this past week's of games, really, if you want to, go as far back as Thursday, all the way through Monday night. Your touchdown is who was a stud. Your turnover is who was a dud, and it could be a team, it could be a ref, it could be anything. You do what you want with this. And then touchback is what was just boring. Just like what is happening, what's going on here. Chris, you'll go first, then Ty, I'll finish this out. Touchdown, turnover, touchback, share all three, and why.
All right. So my touchdown is going to be the Ravens going 4-0 after going 0-2. Do you guys remember back when they were 0-2, I still had them in my top 5?
Yes.
Power rankings, and you guys were like super mad at me, and I was just like, dude, it's just what I'm seeing. They still look like a top 5 team. They are now 4-0 in the last 4 games. They're hot. Dude, Lamar looks freaking good.
Yep.
That run game. Derrick Henry looks like he's in the race for MVP. Dude, he is finishing fourth quarters. Like, it's insane. All right, so touchdown to the Ravens.
He had another 100-yard game, by the way, Ty.
Yeah, I know.
My turnover goes to the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. Okay?
Yeah.
Green Bay has the 18th ranked DVO defense And I was just expecting, like, dude, people had like high hopes for the Cardinals this season. Not like to make the playoffs or do anything crazy because their defense is so bad, right? But they're like, dude, Kyler Murray's finally healthy. They have Marvin Harrison. They have McBride. They have Connor. They have this exciting rookie, Trent Benson. And it's just like, get blown out by the Packers.
Yep.
And he looked
It was
awful.
brutal. It was brutal.
Like, their run game actually looked okay. Like, Benson broke out a few.
I think if I recall, someone said COD 6 beta or whatever was out.
Oh,
last
boy.
weekend. I'm
COD
not
6
joking,
beta,
actually.
dude.
Or someone said something about new COD.
Dude, Kyler Murray's done. He's cooked. No, so their Cardinals are my turnover along with Kyler Murray. And then my touchback of the week, right? This one makes no sense to me. Just did you guys hear that the Steelers are flirting after a win this week with starting Wilson
Yep.
over Fields?
We talked about it.
Like, what are you
like 10 seconds ago?
like? Again, I'm not super passionate because maybe they see something I don't. But like, Fields is kind of the reason you're winning. Like the plays he's making with his legs. Like Pickens isn't doing anything. Like, I don't know. That one really stunned me, and I was just like, well, just what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for all the Steelers fans.
Yeah. I mean, bro, listen, I'm pretty sure that the Steelers fans know that they suck on offense. It's not fun to watch. They're not fun to watch. Like, I want the Steelers to be.
TJ Watt's fun to watch.
Najee's fun. Okay, hear me out, though.
TJ Watt's fun to watch.
I watched the first quarter of that game before the Lions game came on, and I just kept looking at Matt, who's a huge Steelers fan, and I'm just like, you have to watch this team every dude. Like, field goals and
Just real quick, so just to end my touchback.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that's the right move? Wilson for Fields
I think that clearly,
at 4-2.
obviously because of the record, no. But if we're talking about potential, yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson has proven he didn't have a terrible year last year with the Broncos.
He was
He's
top
proven
5.
that he can-
Russell Wilson was top 5 in touchdowns thrown last year before he was benched. So, like,
In
I don't
garbage
think he's
time,
great. I don't think he's great either.
A
But
lot
I
of
hear
those
what Ty's
touchdowns came in
saying.
the fourth quarter.
Yeah, listen, Chris. At the end of the day, it's like they know. What do they want? Do they want somebody who can, who's going to protect the ball and potentially get the ball out quicker and throw the ball better? Sure, but like it's proven that they're currently 4-2 with Justin Fields. So I completely agree with you. Right? You don't want to. What if Wilson just literally loses them the next game, and then you bring back in Justin, and Justin's confidence is gone, right? Because you benched him. You don't want to mess with it.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say the same thing, Ty. I understand the thinking if you're the Steelers because their offense has not looked great and Fields has not looked great throwing the ball, but they're 4-2. You're going to crush his confidence. If Russell goes, like you just said, dude, if he goes out there and doesn't do well and you put him back in, how do you look back at Justin and be like, we need you though, actually. We need you to go run the ball because you can't throw it.
Get out there, buddy.
Yeah. Absolutely wild stuff. So I'm with you though, Chris.
All right.
I'm with you.
Sure.
All right. Ty, what do you got for us, bud?
My touchdown is the Buccaneers game, dude, which is also almost my turnover at the same time. Baker Mayfield. Wow. What a game. Dude, there was a moment where I took the Bucks were up, I think 17-0, and their lives were it was 20-0 or 17-0. And they were dominant. They were dominating. Saints are terrible. Of course, back quarterback, new offense, whatever. And I took the Bucks at -17.
Stop.
I did. I took the Bucks at -17 line spread. I'm like, bro, the Saints can't get anything going. Bakers and Curls, get it go. And then after I did that, I'm not joking, dude. The Saints scored 20 unanswered points, and then the Bucks were down by 3. And then Baker had 3 interceptions. Dude, Tim looked at me and he goes, "You're cursed. I'm fading every bet you make today." Fast forward, they then cover the spread of -17. And win by more than that. They won by 24.
It was unreal.
It was an explosive game. Honestly, in my opinion, when I say that, typical Baker, that was classic Baker. Just an explosive game, and also almost lost the game at one point for him too. So that's my touchdown. That was a really fun game to watch. My turnover is got to be the Cowboys and the Lions. Go Lions, bro. Jerry Jones. I'm sure we're going to talk about this, but I've been listening to the episodes and clips of Jerry Jones going on shows and podcasts and I think the radio after their loss, and he's taking zero accountability, bro.
Correct.
Zero.
Yeah.
Not only is he not taking accountability, bro, he sounds like dude, I don't even know he sounds crazy, right? It's the most toxic relation. He's gaslighting the reporters. He's gaslighting the people interviewing him. Like you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to do your job. Ask me the right questions. Well,
Dude, he goes, Tyler, I love you. He goes, you're sitting here talking about all my misses. What about all my hits?
yeah, bro.
Dude, that's because we're talking about right now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, bro. I am listening. I was watching just so many clips and so many videos saying that like he's just, dude. He obviously is a problem, and he wants to prove that he can get a win without was it Jimmy? Or he just he wants to
Jimmy Johnson.
He wants it to be he wants to be him, and he doesn't. And it's like dude. So that's my turnover. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it more about the Cowboys at some point as well. And then my touchback. Chargers Broncos, just a Monka ZZZ game, really. I mean, I think it was 20-0 at half. Broncos almost came back, but I mean, what a slow start.
Chargers look good.
Chargers did look very good, but again, it wasn't a very electric, exciting game personally. So that's just that's my meh, whatever. Nothing really to say about it.
Yep.
Surtain went down. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like, how hurt is he?
Like, he'll probably miss Thursday.
That's going to be a great game Thursday. Can't wait to talk about that one.
Great game, brother.
Touchdown, turnover, touchback, dude. My touchdown goes to Brian Branch of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
he is getting better every week. He was a star last year. 93.3 PFF grade, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and a QB hit. I mean, absolute.
And that forced fumble was a Tillman punch, wasn't
Yes.
it? Also.
Absolutely. The dude has a knack for the ball. He's just all over the field, dude. He's all over the field. And so, again, we'll get into Hutch stuff, but when we have guys like him making plays, Anzalone, McNeil, I think Arnold looked a lot better. Every week he looks better. I'm not that worried about our defense. He is a monster. Touchdown goes to Brian Branch.
Love it, man.
My turnover goes to the Jets kicker, Greg the Leg. Greg the Leg, dude. I don't know what's worse. The double doink. I mean, the double doink has to be worse because it was in the playoffs and it cost the Bears that game at home. Was it at home? I'm pretty sure it was at home. Maybe it was in Philly.
32 kickers in the world that just don't miss.
Easy kicks too, brother. Like one of those ones I made on Michigan's field.
Come on.
Unbelievable. I had a couple of units on the Jets, so I was very excited that it looked like they were going to win over and over again in that third, fourth quarter, and they just couldn't kick field goals. So horrific stuff. It looked bad. And how do you hit the post twice? I mean, just to give you a little perspective, if you did put odds on that, if you could bet, and maybe you can somewhere, if you could bet on the kicker hitting the post twice on 2 different kicks, it would be like plus 8,000, plus 10,000. I mean, it would be
15,
insane.
Yeah, it'd be really high.
And the fact that he did it on back-to-back kicks is absolute brutal. He gets my turnover. And then my touchback goes to the Bengals-Giants game, dude.
You didn't like watching a 17-7 game?
I love a good defensive game. That's just not what it was. You know what I mean? It was just a bad offensive game. Like, they didn't play well. Joe Burrow didn't look like himself. The Giants, I felt like, did okay on defense, keeping them to 17. Daniel Jones couldn't get anything going. I have to look this up. I saw a tweet about it a couple weeks ago. I'm wondering where it is now, but from what I've seen, it looks like it would still be the case. Red zone efficiency has to be at an all-time low this year because teams are getting, for the NFL in general, just red zone efficiency. Teams are getting down there, it feels like, all the time, and they just can't score. Like, it felt like the Giants were moving the ball all game long. They scored 7. Obviously, they didn't have neighbors, but
the beginning of this year, John, I saw some stats like in week 1, week 2 that this is the lowest red zone efficiency of any year ever.
Yeah,
I'm very sure about that. As of like right now, I don't know if it's still if that stat is still.
I saw something similar a couple of weeks ago. So it certainly feels that way. The Lions obviously did their best to thwart that stat against the Cowboys, so that might throw it off a little bit.
I wish we just kept going. I wish we didn't.
We kind of did. I don't think we did let off with stuff besides putting Hooker in. We were throwing those, dude. We were running those trick plays like in the fourth quarter. Late third,
dude. I love what they were trying to do though. Apparently, did you know? Apparently, first off, there was a Jared Goff chant in Dallas. That's number 1,
which is awesome.
Which is incredible. Second, the very first offensive play of the game, very first, Taylor Decker reported.
I mean, we're so petty, bro. As I said in that clip,
it's so petty, but it's so good.
I love it. I love it.
Again,
you
we're
can't
good enough to be petty.
Yes,
Which is,
when you're mediocre, you can't do that. You have to be focused on everything. The Lions are so good at everything else that they can take time throughout the week in their game plan to be like, if we get up big, let's do that. I mean, that's crazy, dude. I absolutely love it. And Dan Skipper, Decker, Sewell. I mean, it was nuts what they were doing. They lined them up at wide receiver. Just super fun, dude. So we're going to get into that game. Jeremy over here, our good friend Pride of Detroit, said no one mentioned the flag monstrosity from last night. Well, Jeremy, the reason I didn't, and maybe the reason the boys didn't, is because we all look at the outline now. And we knew that the very next thing we were going to talk about was last night's game. Monday Night Football, Josh Allen and the Bills at New York against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Yep.
What honestly was a great game ruined by the referees and the kickers.
At least they ruined it for both teams.
yes,
True. I want your thoughts, guys,
sides.
in general on that game. Takeaways.
Just want someone to hold.
That was funny.
That was one of my favorite.
That was a great
tweets.
tweet.
Wasn't that a good tweet?
That was a good
They
tweet.
just want someone to
That was
hold, bro.
so
That's
good,
it,
bro.
Dude, they're just lonely. I don't know what to tell you. No, dude, I thought it was an incredible game. I thought, like, truly, right? We got another Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary. He's got
That was
two of them.
unreal.
There's no one that does it better. It's wild. I mean, like, we've been stung by that like more than anyone. I
It
feel
is
like
so
as
annoying.
Lions fans. It is. So the fact that he was able to do it again. By the way, they also showed a montage of him being the Hail Mary guy before throwing the Hail Mary. Do you have any idea the planning that has to happen for them to be like, yo, let's have this montage ready of Aaron Rodgers throwing Hail Marys and just in case, and then it happens and then he hits it. Wild.
Ty, real quick. So my buddy who stays here twice a week came over last night, and I'm like in the kitchen cleaning because the Bills just scored and there's like 30 seconds left. So I was like, well, it's gonna be 20-10 at half. Like I had the Jets, so here's hoping the Jets do something. So I sit down, it's halftime, and Jody goes, "What's the score?" Or my buddy goes, "What's the score?" And I was like, 20-10, Bills are up. And Jody looks at the TV and it shows 2017, and she's like, "John, it's 20-17." I was like, what? Did they return a kick for a touchdown? I checked Twitter. Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary. I was like, no, unbelievable.
Yeah, that's classic A-Rod, man. My takeaways is I think the Bills are looking real clean and real good. Breece Hall had a breakout game, didn't get in the end zone. Classic, right? Like Breece Hall hasn't scored a touchdown in I think like 4 weeks. It's horrifying. Stop betting on him. I don't know what to tell you. He gets to the 1 yard line and then he just doesn't make the last guy miss. Like, in my opinion, I'm not joking. I felt like Montgomery would have scored both those touchdowns. And I'm not even joking.
Breece Hall absolutely needed to beat that guy there.
Yes, dude. Like, you want to know why you lost that game? Breece Hall's in a one-on-one. He has the entire right side of the field to literally like go to the right. He has one guy to
change
beat
direction.
Twice,
You beat
and
him
both times. Literally 100%. There's no way. It wasn't like it was a 100-yard run. These were like 30, 40-yard breakouts. You got to have something left in the tank to just juke out this last guy or just run him through him. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't like that. I really do feel like the Amari Cooper situation is going to benefit the Bills more. I thought, wow, it was a Ray Davis or Davis, the backup or the rookie. I think they got him in the 4th round. He had an absolute stunning game. That was a
great game.
To watch. A great game, explosive. So yeah, I mean, again, I liked it. Of course, the refs ruined it, but
yeah,
kickers just need a hit.
Dude.
I thought you saw some positive. Like, if you're a Jets fan, I think you saw some really positive things. They ran the ball better, which is a really good way to get pressure off of Rodgers, right? To actually be able to run the ball. I thought that for the first time all year, I thought Hall looked better than Allen, which is his backup. Despite that one big play he missed. So that was really positive to see. The Jets were more creative on offense. That flea flicker failed miserably. But as far as
Aaron is slow.
As far as moving Wilson and creating easy button plays, I thought they were a little bit more effective. I still think that they can do more. And my final thought on this game is that Josh Allen is a wizard, and I cannot wait to see what he does with Amari Cooper. They had no business winning that game.
I don't know, man. Look what he did with Stephon Diggs too, right? Though, like, it wasn't. We'll see. He's got a dog now, right? Amari is a beast. So.
Yep.
I'm
but
excited.
even then, that's going to open things up over the middle for Shakir, for Kincaid. They can just be so much more creative with a receiver like that.
Dude, you know what, John? I want to say one thing before you give it's all about Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion. Like the lifeblood of that team. When I look at that team, it's almost every quarterback, right? I mean, it's the most important position in the game. Like, it is still so early. You can trace it all the way back to week 1. Someone drops a pass, or even if he like messes up a throw, but more often than not, like somebody would drop a pass or like a route wasn't run right? Like they weren't on the same page. Dude, Aaron is just so visibly angry, right? Like after every failed play. And I understand competitiveness.
Tom Brady's
right?
pretty famous for that too.
Dude, but
Rodgers, it's
Aaron
more
Rodgers
this year.
isn't
It
Tom
feels
Brady.
it feels worse every year for Rodgers. It feels like
Bro,
every year
like
he's getting angrier and angrier. Grumpy
Yeah,
cat.
like just like he rips off his little, and it's like, if I'm your team and you're like looking at your QB just doing that, I don't know, man. Like, it's just a little, I don't know, right? I pressure, bad vibes, like that's all. That's all I'm saying.
I don't love that
Just
he's not taking
notice.
accountability either. He blamed Mike Williams. And listen, Mike Williams looked like he didn't belong on the football field last night. So I understand Rodgers' frustration, but he underthrew that ball. I don't care what route he was supposed to run. It was a bad throw. And he should have said that at the end of the game. And instead he's like, well, he's supposed to run this route. And he didn't run that route. It's like, dude, like, even if that's true, put that, like, do that in the locker room. Yeah, on the stage, you're the leader. So you just say, yeah, I missed him. I shouldn't have done that. I need to give our team a better opportunity. And then you can ream him out in the locker room if you want. But you got to stand up for your guys. And hopefully now that he's got Adams and Wilson and Lazard, his guys, those are his guys. Obviously, he loves Wilson. The other two he's played with before in Green Bay, Mike Williams behind the shed.
Yep.
He's done.
Yep. Agreed. New York Packers, bro, 2.0.
The refs last night were horrible, dude. It was unwatchable, Ty. While we wait for Chris. Like, I'm sitting there just trying to enjoy it, dude. I had a busy day. I'm sitting down resting. I'm like, I just want to stay up and watch some football. And it felt like every other play, there's a flag. I'm just like, found myself on Twitter scrolling and reading jokes about the referees more than I was watching football, which is super obnoxious. So they have to fix that, dude. You can't have games like that.
I agree. I mean, dude, and like that's an NFL thing, right? Like that's a commissioner thing. That's Goodell and the guys up top, right? Getting in touch with all of the referees, right? That they come in packages, right? You have one, they come with these guys, and like letting them know, like, listen, dude, we understand that you have a job. We hire you to do your job, but also like we want to make money. We want people to watch our games, and like they can't But here's another thing. The penalties are legit. Like, what are you going to do? Are you just going to let people get away with egregious holds? A lot of there's like both teams were getting it, but like that roughing the passer on Aaron was the softest, dude. And even Aaron in the press conference was like, that wasn't roughing the passer. Like, so it's things like that, right? I don't know what it was, but they were just so soft. The refs were so soft.
Yeah,
and I don't.
You also, like, listen. It's easy to say when it's not against your team, but like for me, especially on the holding plays, they called so many holds. You shouldn't call it
holding on every play.
Right. You shouldn't call it unless it has a blatant effect on the play. And there were a couple of plays where it did, and so good call. And there were a couple like 30, 40, 50-yard plays that had nothing to do with the flag that happened. And so you're throwing it there, you're ruining momentum. It's just not fun. It just takes the air out of the entire game. I can't imagine being a Bills fan or a Jets fan last night. Like, I'm sitting there as the average NFL fan who just wants to watch good football. I'm annoyed. Imagine being at the game, all that money you spend, and you're just sitting there, and half the time you're listening to a ref talk. Just brutal stuff. So they'll fix it. I doubt that crew will be together again as is. I'm sure they'll spread them out. That was pretty wild.
Agreed.
Chris, baby emergency, all good?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
He's struggling right now.
We need to take Ollie. We need to do the same with Ollie that they're going to do to Mike Williams. Is that what you're saying?
Take my back, bro.
No.
Oh, it's not an Ollie issue?
Okay. Good.
No, it actually is. He's just struggling right now to go back to
Chris,
bed.
can you tell Cam I said,
Tell him I said,
Oh, dude, I'm literally walking around at my house in Florida, Chris, and I'm just going, and Jess is like, what? And I'm like,
Dude, every time he wants something, he just points to it and says, bah.
I got to ask you guys this because I feel like it's been a weird thing on the internet for a long time now. People love to hate Aikman and Joe Buck.
I love him.
Yep.
Do you love them or do you hate them?
I love him. I could listen to Joe. Buck forever. Now we're gonna have some fun and dude, like I love Joe Buck, bro, and I love Aikman.
I like him too. I like him too. I love him.
Joe Buck. Joe Buck reminds me of like that, just like an old friend.
Yeah.
You know, like that you just enjoy, like, because you know what's coming when you hear that voice. And
yeah.
Aikman reminds me of that one uncle that I just always disagree with, but I like. Like, he'll open his mouth and say something. I'll be like, thanks, Aikman.
Yeah.
Thanks. But like, that was very astute. That was like, you really pointed that out. But no, dude, I love him. I have no problem with either of them.
One of my buddies gave me some really cool advice, and my units have gone way up since then. He said the best way to keep yourself in check and to make sure you're making bets that you really want to make is to write them down. He's like, I never make a bet that I don't write down on a piece of paper. And he goes, and sometimes I'm like, I'm going to throw some on this and this and this. And he's like, but if I don't have my paper, I'm not going to go all the way downstairs to get it. He's like, well, then it's a dumb bet. If I really want to make it, I would walk downstairs and write it down. And then at the end of the night, at the end of the weekend, I go through and I look and see how I did. And I know you can look at that like on the app, but he's like, it just keeps me accountable. So I've been doing that for the last few weeks. And so last few Sunday nights at the end of, or Monday nights at the end of the game, I'm sitting there and I'm watching the post-game interview, which I never did, dude, like unless the Lions are playing. I never sat and watched Aikman and Buck get interviewed. Who cares? Like, I don't care. And Van Pelt's talking to him. And so lately I'm sitting there with my notebook and I'm just like writing and checking on what I'm doing. And I'm listening. And they're hilarious, bro. They're hilarious when the game's over. Like, they Van Pelt looked at Aikman last week and he goes, so Aikman, what are your thoughts on this, this, and this? Because Buck answered the first 3 questions. And so he specifically asked Aikman, and before Aikman can go, Buck goes, I mean, that's one interesting thing that I saw, and interrupts him. And Aikman just kind of looks at him like, dude. And Van Pelt's like, are you going to let the man speak? I think they're hilarious. I like them. He's likable. And I actually, with a hot take, I like him at calling baseball too. He's going to call the World Series, or at least he has in the past, Buck. And so I'm excited to watch him again. I like him. No more hate. I say we stop the hate of Aikman and Buck.
I love that dude.
All right, let's get into the Lions Cowboys, guys. And then we're going to get into Hutch, and we'll do our rankings, and then we'll look into some other things before we get into next week's games. Heck of a show already. But the Lions decimated the Cowboys in Dallas. No Micah Parsons. As Tyler likes to say, we didn't have him either yet. No Hutch stuff yet. What are you guys' thoughts on that game? Chris, you shared a little earlier that you're like not that excited about it because a blowout doesn't matter. A win, same thing. What do you think?
So, okay. Like, I think we learned a lot about the Lions, right? I don't think we learned a lot about Dallas, just because Dallas is so beat up right now. Like, I was looking at that game, guys. I literally, because, you know, I follow a bunch of people on Twitter. Most of them are sports people, okay? And I look at one of the guys I trust, and one of his favorite plays was Dallas plus 3.5. And I just lost so much respect for him.
Yeah.
Because, like, how do you look at that roster? And the people that kept saying, this is going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
I was like, this is one of the worst run defenses in the NFL against one of the best run offenses in the NFL. And then this is a mediocre passing offense versus an above average passing defense in the Lions. I was like, if anything, it's going to be a blowout. It's either going to be a blowout or the Cowboys are going to keep it close and it's 20-17, right? Like, I was like, plus 3.5 Cowboys? Dude, I took the Lions minus 9.5. I took the Lions minus 9.5. And they covered.
Yeah. And then
dude,
some, dude.
This was like, I just knew, I didn't think we were going to blow them out this bad, obviously. But I knew it wasn't going to be a good game. A fun fact for you guys, Kirby Joseph, I believe, has the most red zone interceptions of all time in a season already with 4.
Wow.
End zone interceptions.
That pick he had was
insane.
Sick, too.
Yeah,
was
Kirby
nasty.
good, dude. Kirby,
Dude, he's a ball.
Kirby and
He's a
Branch
ball
are-
hog. So, like,
love
what I take from that game, guys, like, my biggest takeaway was maybe our secondary can cover for us losing Hutch. That's, like, my pray, right? Dude, Branch was playing great. Kirby's playing great.
Linebackers are playing well.
I thought Arnold had a good game.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Had a great game.
He did.
So, yeah, it was a really fun game as a Lions fan. for 90% of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, Chris, because I said this 3 weeks ago. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. The Cowboys are going to lose their next 5 games. And so I really think that I don't think it's McCarthy's fault. I think Jerry Jones is the one to blame for everything. However, he's in charge, so he's going to let McCarthy go before Thanksgiving. That's still my take. But they have the Niners after the bye week, the Falcons, the Eagles, the Texans, the Commanders. Maybe they win one of those. I don't think they do. I think they're going to lose all of them.
It's brutal.
It's a brutal schedule, and they don't look good. Luckily for them, the first 2 of those games are on the road. They play better on the road than they do at home for some reason. But it's just not looking good for them. I was super proud of the Lions. Dominant performance. They play this crazy bend, don't break defense. And it's annoying. Like, we're giving up little chunk plays, and I'm kind of like, man, like, we're better than that. And all of a sudden, like, we just lock down. Like, that first drive down the field, Dallas goes down, CeeDee Lamb gets a big play.
Those
were like, what the heck?
John.
And we just played so well.
Those were such tight window throws by Dak to Tolbert and CD. Like, I saw both of those, and I was like, yeah, I saw both those. And I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Yep. I had in my notes too, though, Chris, that Arnold's playing out of his mind. He's been in the right place every single time, every snap almost. And he just needs to turn his head, and he did a great job of doing that against the Cowboys. Can't wait to see where he keeps going. Ty, did you watch it with Tim?
Of course I did, bro. That was the most amazing. Dude. Okay, though, but hear me out. Okay, do you remember when the Packers weren't like 100%? Like, you know, like Tim is becoming one of those Packers fans where it's like, oh, we suck. Doesn't matter. So it's not even fun, right? I can't even rub it in. Right? Like, the second we held him to a field goal and then we got a touchdown, like, he was just like, we're ass. We're terrible. Dak's awful. This is it. Game over. So I couldn't even have any fun.
It's not fun. Yeah.
It's not fun. But the game itself, dude, takeaways personally. Number one, what do we expect, Dallas? Any Cowboys fans in here? What do you expect? We're sitting here, we're looking at the offseason, and we're looking at the moves that are being made all throughout the NFL, right? And what did Dallas do, bro? Like, they re-signed Dak? Okay, questionable.
And they waited to do that.
They waited to do that, by the way. Ezekiel Elliott back to their team. Congrats. Like, I think they signed
and
a
now
new
he doesn't
punter.
even play.
He doesn't even play. And then they got a new punter, right? I think they made a punter signing. What did they expect, right? You didn't make any moves in the offseason at all, right? You think, like, it's just Jones, dude. It's just like, you know what? We'll just keep the team. We almost did it last year. Our defense just kind of, it's like, so what do you expect? And they're hurt too. So good luck, have fun. Dallas is in trouble, and they might be for a very long time. Like, I don't see this getting, like, I think last year was Dallas's year to do anything, and they didn't. And I think it's going to be bad for a while. So that's what I'll say about that. As for the Lions, what were you going to say, JB?
I was going to say, how bad does it look if the rumors that Derrick Henry wanted to go to Dallas are true? How bad does it look that they went with Zeke instead of Derrick Henry?
I'm telling you, bro, that was like,
if those were true.
When they signed Zeke, like, I was like, and this is like before I even like really started to, I was just I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. Like nostalgia. Kind of like Devontae to maybe obviously Devontae is way better in my opinion and a higher caliber player. Like coming back to, it's like, let's get the band back together. It's like, it's a feel good pickup. It did nothing. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look good for them for a very long time. We'll see. And I don't care how cheap Zeke was, by the way. Someone just said Zeke was cheap. I don't care. I think it was a terrible play, terrible pickup. Talk about the Lions moving forward, dude. I still think we got it. Right, I think that there's a lot more. Dan Campbell said that you know, next up, right, we got guys who are gonna step up on defense. You talked about Branch, Kirby Joseph. I think we're in a really good spot defensively still without Aiden. I think that there's just going to be a little bit more pressure on our offense to make sure that we have long, sustaining, juicy drives, right, that allow our defense, who we have a great defense, to be rested and to be able to make plays. And I think we win that way. I really do. So, like, you know, obviously, if we can get a quick tutty, of course, you always want to, you know, points are points. But I think our game plan might just be changing a smidge with making sure that defense is rested and ready to go. So,
yep, we have the guys to do that with as well. Aiden Hutchinson is out. Are they calling it a break or fracture?
It's a double tib fib fracture.
Okay. They said 6 to 8 months. They said surgery went really well. Someone in his family is saying that if they made the Super Bowl, he might be able to play.
4 to 6.
4 to 6 months.
Okay,
yeah.
Hear me out. Has a surgery ever not gone well? Like, have they
Yeah.
ever been like,
Yeah.
Dak came out of surgery and it's not looking
Yeah,
well?
I think they've like had like minor complications or like
Correct. Or dude, there are cases where if they can't set it right, you're just done.
Like done.
Done.
Wow.
yeah, but they think he's
Either
going to make a
sometimes blood
full
vessels get cut,
recovery.
tendons get detached. So it sounds like it's for a career standpoint, it sounds like it's great news.
Okay, good.
Yep, sounds like it's great news. But how are you guys feeling? What's your overall general thought? How were you feeling when it happened? Like I was kind of in shock at first.
So can I just say, like, can I just give like an impassioned plea?
Sure. I'd be insulted if you didn't.
I feel like Hutch, and so many of these Lions players do. Like J-Mo is another really good one who I think represents the city. I just feel like Hutch takes the city of Detroit on his back and embraces the city. He has official merch that's Lions, and we haven't even extended him. Like he is a Lion. He embodies this team. His work ethic is unbelievable. I don't know. I felt like this. I literally, when it first happened, I felt how I felt when we lost to the 49ers.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I mean, dude, it ruined, it sucked the fun out of the game for me. Like, you know, and dude, I was outnumbered in my own house. I had Tim, Cloakzy, Alexis had a Dallas jersey on, I think, too.
And like the worst part was too is and everyone's tweet. I know like if you guys follow football, everyone's talking about how like the pace he was on, the pressure percentage rate, led the NFL. Next guy was 10, most sacks in the NFL, 7.5. And that dude, he's been working to get better and better and better, and he was just tossing dudes around this year. I don't know where I'm gonna look anymore. I'm like so sad.
Yeah, I watched him every
my
play.
my buddy and I, we went to his website, and all the donations go to like Hutch's Heroes, which are a lot of like kids with cancer. And so we got some Hutch gear that already came in.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
Ty, those proceeds go to CS Mott, that organization we worked with, Ty.
Oh, huge.
Yeah, his family partners with them in a big way.
I love Hutch. I love what he does for the city, dude. It's brutal. It's literally brutal.
So I had a very similar reaction, Chris, for about 5 minutes. And my like heartbreak. I was Santa Claus with his sister at CS Mott Children's Hospital. So like, I know his family a little bit. They're just very sweet. They're just great people. They all work really hard. So I was like heartbroken. And then my mind went to like, all right, but like as a Lions fan, so as a Hutch fan, I'm devastated like you are. Felt very similar to after the Niners game. But as a Lions fan, for the first time in my entire life, I was like, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like we're good. We have a really good team, really good defense, really good offensive line, really good coaches. It sucks so bad. And I'm so glad that we have all these pieces and that we're not like going and getting stars for one run, because he's going to be back next year and he's going to be an anchor for years to come. And we're going to pay him next year too. So I'm heartbroken for him. And then I immediately turned to optimism for the city of Detroit and for the Lions. I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to fight
harder, bro.
I'm going to wait for my hot take. You're right, Ty. Terry Arnold said with the rest of the seasons for him. So
exactly.
it's going to be interesting. I do have a hot take about what they might do, and I'll share that when we get to our hot take segment. But prayers for Hutch, prayers for his family, and he's just couldn't have happened, to a better guy. And you hate to see that. You hate to see that. Prayers for him. He's awesome. He will fight back. He'll be back.
He will. He's like, I will rise from the ashes. His his motto. I love it.
I love him. He's a beast. Ty, I mean, you were sitting there.
Dude.
What was your like? Everyone was over, right?
I told you, bro. I told you, man. I had a pit in my stomach. It obviously same thing though. Like I wasn't like our season's over, which I would have if it was the old Lions. Like I didn't have that feeling. I know that we can. Like we're gonna fight harder, we're gonna be better, and then we proceeded to still go out and absolutely crush them, right? And also still get pressure on Dak too. So like, I'm not worried, bro. Like
our next two highest pressure percentage players are tackles.
We'll bring.
It's Ali McNeil and I think
we'll be all right.
Enrique. I think
we'll be all right.
If the Lions were someone in my chat's kind of like freaking on me a little bit here. It's okay, understood. It's serious stuff. It's our best team we've ever had. if the Lions had a 40% chance to win the Super Bowl, that's high. If they had a 30% chance to win the Super Bowl with Hutch, their chances go down to 25% for me. And I think that's a big deal. I think 5% is a lot of percent. So it clearly hurts us, but we are really good everywhere else on the field as well. And I'll get to my hot take.
11. To me, it's more like 11 to like 8.
Yeah.
Which is still not. It's a lot.
Yeah. And they did sign a depth guy today from the Bengals. He's not going to be a massive difference maker necessarily, but starting to get some depth, and we'll get to my hot take soon. All right, we've been doing this every week. I love it. Top 5, bottom 5 rankings, fellas. Top 5 after week 6, right? Week 7's coming up.
Lions finally jumped someone for me.
Okay.
Hear it, Chris.
Yeah, you go first, bro. Chris leads us off.
So until Sunday, when the Detroit Lions beat the Vikings in Minnesota.
Hell yeah.
I've got the Vikings at 1. I have the Ravens at 2. I have the Lions jumping the undefeated Chiefs at 3. They're just a better team right now. They're playing better. If they played 10 times, I think the Lions win most of those games. So give me the Chiefs at 4, and I still have the Texans at 5.
Okay. Ty?
I like that, dude. I like that a lot. Give me the. I got it, dude.
You did it last week. You have to do it now.
I can't.
You did it last week. You have to do it now. You can't put them down after you had them at number 1 last week.
Won.
There it is.
Lions won. I don't care if we lost 8 and Lions are 1. It's not particularly close. Give me Lions at 1. Give me. And I just kind of changed everything. I was gonna put the Vikings there because we lost Aiden. I'm gonna go Vikings at 2. Give me the Chiefs at no, I will not. Give me the Texans at 3. Ravens 4, Chiefs 5. That's it.
Okay.
That's the tweet.
We're all pretty close here. I have the Lions at 1. You guys might know I had them at 3 last week. I had the Chiefs and the Vikings ahead of them. That was the most dominant performance by any football team so far this season against I don't think the Cowboys are garbage, but against not the Panthers.
Right.
I have the Vikings at 2, and I will be picking the Vikings to win this week. So make sense of that. It's just because I'm a man of my word, and I said if the Vikings win a couple weeks ago, I'm picking them the rest of the way. So I have to pick the Vikings this week. I do think the Lions can win that game. I have the Chiefs at 3, undefeated. Mahomes looked the best he has all season last week. The Ravens at 4. And the Bucks at 5.
No.
I had the Bucks at 5, dude. They're like here, and here's the thing. Let me tell you about the Bucks. I watched that game because that was like the trickiest, in my opinion, that was the trickiest game on my massive parlay that I had. So I paid close attention to it. And Chris, I need you to relax on the text messages, bro. Like you scared me twice this weekend, bro. You call me emphatic. So I sent a text to I sent a tweet out like Bears are gonna be up by 10 when I get home from church. Okay. And then Chris sends a text like as I arrive to church with my family. I get the text from Chris to me and Ty, and he goes, "We're gonna look so good if the Bears win because we all picked the Bears to win." And then I'm like in church praying with my family, trying not to check my phone. I didn't check it. Ready to check it as soon as I walk out. I check the first thing I see is Chris's text in church as I'm walking out. GD. I was like, oh gosh, how bad are the Bears losing? Like he said, we're gonna look so smart. The Bears can make us look great. And then the next text I got was GD. So I look at the score. Bears are up 7-3 with the ball in the red zone. I was like, Chris,
yeah, it was the play where Caleb Williams threw it off his own player's helmet.
It was a bad throw.
Then the Bucks, they're like winning by a ton. As you know, the Saints came back at first. And Chris sends a text and he goes, classic Baker.
No, but it was classic Baker, though.
This was the first quarter. It was his second interception.
Yeah,
I know. But my point is,
it was classic. No, it was a classic Baker, bro.
I thought I thought they were losing by a lot, and they weren't.
Well, dude, they ended up losing by 3 going into the half or whatever, like down 17-20. Dude, going up 17-0 and then collapsing that early when everything is going right for you, and then letting the Saints score 20 points. One of them was a pick 6, I think, right? Or like,
yeah, it was brutal.
It was full, dude.
It was full
really was.
Baker. I agree.
So stop it, John.
Yeah, Chris.
You had me terrified, is all I'm saying.
Here's what you got to do. You need to be like me and watch every single game, and so that way you can react emotionally with me during these moments.
I feel like I watch more than any married guy with multiple kids. Like I was watching so much. But I had the Bucks at 5, guys, because of the way they fought back that game, the way that offense looks when Baker Mayfield is running the ball and when they're able to just move in space, and the way that defense. Here's the reason I have them at 5. The way that defense plays. Did you? Yeah, I can't wait to watch that. Did you watch the second half where the Bucks were blitzing, and every time they blitzed, they got to Rattler? Every single time, like 5 or 6 plays in a row at the end of the second quarter. And then in the third quarter, they stopped. They rushed 4. They backed up, and Rattler made some really nice throws. I thought he looked kind of good at moments during that game for his first NFL game. And then they started blitzing again, and as soon as they blitzed again, he could do nothing. I know he's a rookie, but when they blitz, when they dial up the blitz, dude, that team is nasty.
They might have seen the tape in the first quarter. Like when Rattler rolled out, he was really successful. I think he hit like 75% of his throws out of the pocket, but only like less than 40 in the pocket. So if they realize that, they're just like, oh, dude, we'll just come off the edge and we'll just smoke them.
Yeah. But I like that team when they're firing on all cylinders. Texans are playing much better too, Chris. So they're getting close. Yeah,
the Texans are back. They got Mixon. Mixon looked
so good.
Yeah, he always does, man. Obviously, he's a great asset, which is why, in my opinion, they didn't look the greatest when he was gone. You know what I mean? When you don't have that running game established and that threat, it's a lot easier to defend against. But yeah, I agree, gentlemen.
Let's get to the bottom 5 rankings. So you guys got 28 through 32.
I'll start.
Go ahead, Ty.
I'll start. I'm gonna go. 28. I have to do this, by the way.
I know exactly what you're gonna do.
You do know what I'm gonna do?
I think I do.
Start with the worst. I'm gonna start with the worst and work my way up. Okay.
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys.
I knew it.
Oh man.
Dallas Cowboys, bottom rank, and it's not close. Okay. Love that, dude. Thank you. Then right above them, we're gonna go Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, actually, hold up. Browns. Browns. Yeah. Browns. Panthers. Yeah. Tennessee Titans. Dolphins.
Ooh, wow.
I want to put the Jags there too, but like, let's be real here, right? We all
Dolphins didn't make my bottom 5.
Dolphins are. Come on now. What are they doing?
That's good. We have a switch. We have different.
I'll go next, Chris. Then you can go. I got the Titans at 28. They look awful. I don't know what the solution is for them other than they need a QB. Yeah. Panthers at 29. Jags at 30. I want to put the Jags lower.
I do. I wanted to get the Jags in there as well. I just can't.
I'm pretty sure that the Jags had 4 dropped touchdown passes. Like in the end zone, dropped passes.
Right, but that doesn't fix that defense.
I know, but I've got them at 30, and the reason I don't have them lower is because I do think they end up beating the Patriots this weekend. So the Patriots at 31, and then the Browns at 32. Ty loves the Patriots this weekend.
I like the Patriots right now.
Ty likes the Jaguars coach not flying home with the team because if they lose to the Patriots, he's fired.
Drake made Demario Douglas.
Drake and Douglas looked good.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
What'd I say? I said Drake was going to take shots. I just picked the wrong. I picked the wrong receiver.
Dude, I'm excited. It was exciting. So let's see what happens, dude. Is Stevenson coming back? He was out last week.
I don't know. I haven't heard, but Gibson was okay. He did okay.
Dude, but Stevenson's he's a dog, dude. So I think that's gonna have a little something to do with it. But dude, again, I don't think it's a lock, bro. It's exciting.
I got the Titans at 28. I got the Jags at 29. I have the Patriots moving up despite the loss to 30. Because I thought Drake May, I see some potential there. And then I have the Panthers at 31, and I've got the Cleveland stinky Browns at 32.
Oh, pew, you. Oh, you smell that stinky.
I gotta say, dude, like I've said this a couple times on the show, and I say it on my stream all the time, but I feel horrible for Browns fans. I feel horrible. They were who was that QB? Who was the QB from Michigan?
Me too, because it's a fun fan base.
If you remember the playoff game where the Browns, Baker Mayfield had a good game, they were playing the Chiefs, Mahomes got hurt, Chad Henne goes in. All the Browns defense had to do was stop Chad Henne from getting a first down, and they were going to win that game and potentially go to the Super Bowl. That's all. They were that play away. I remember watching. It was live. I was doing Super Square, so I'm sitting there watching the TV. I watched every snap, and all they had to do was stop Chad Henne. And I feel like that was the moment where Browns fans had like the most hope they've had in 50 years. Like that was the moment where they're like, we can do it. We almost beat Mahomes. Oh my gosh. All we need now is a QB. And they go and get Deshaun Watson and get rid of Baker Mayfield. And it has just been a disaster. I mean, they're going to have to explode it. It's done. It's over. The run is over. The Browns will. No one on their roster right now will win a Super Bowl with that team.
Wow.
It's over. They're the worst team in the league.
Say it with your chest, bro.
And so I just feel horrible because those fans were that close. And if they win that game, Baker stays on the team. Who knows if he'd be the Baker he is now? You never know. He's exploding now. But my goodness, I just feel horrible for that fan base. And we're like the second worst fan base of all time now because of the Browns. And hopefully we can get over that hump and get a Super Bowl ourselves.
One day.
Yep.
Fellas.
Hashtag someday, bro.
Biggest surprise of the week for you this week.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, brother.
I'll go.
Dak Prescott. Just kidding.
The Chargers just look a lot more fundamentally sound. And like I know Harbaugh's a good coach, but in year one, trading away all that they gave away, dude, Keenan Allen gone, right? Which is what they did to the team. I was like, this is going to be like a rebuilding year. And dude, they look good. They're competitive every game. That defense looks fantastic. And I don't know. I just and then I had a 1A and a 1B. My biggest surprise too is I saw this after, like Tua is intending to come back.
He is.
And like that is such a big surprise for me. I need to make peace because I just feel very strongly about this, and I just don't ever want to see someone twitch like that again.
Yeah.
On the ground, like unconscious.
Yeah.
I need to like separate myself from this, trust his medical, like trust that they're looking out for him. I need to trust him, and I need to let it go because it really bothers me.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that I think I agree with. It was talking about DeMar Hamlin. And it was like, look at Hamlin. He died on the field, and he's back in there now. And for the most part, people are like, okay. So I know it's been a couple times for Tua. The way he twitched, Chris, like you said, it's horrific to watch. It's horrible to watch. But at the same time, if I'm going to trust Hamlin's doctors to say he can go out there and play when he died on the field, I'm gonna trust that it's not my decision, it's his. And if the doctors say he's okay, but if he doesn't have that Guardian cap on, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah.
Go get an endorsement. Go make another $50 million with whoever makes the Guardian cap, and wear it.
Walk around and just wear it around their life.
You know,
like wear it while you're driving.
Yeah, I'm with you though, Chris, because it's you just hope that for the best for that man.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. You said biggest surprise, JB?
Yep.
Nick Sirianni having a job. What is going on in Philly, bro? Where
let's go into it. I'm deleting it from our notes. Get right into it.
Let's get right into it. What is he doing? I watched some clips on this too, bro. He has the audacity to yell at fans after somehow barely beating the Browns with both of his guys back. By the way, both of his top wide receivers are back. And they only win by 4. Saquon had an awful game. He had 18 carries and rushed for 47 yards. AJ Brown's still a freaking dog, obviously. But, like, what are you doing? And then you have the audacity. Dude, fire this jokester. This guy is an absolute clown. He's a clown. And then he brings his kids in, right, to sit on his lap when he's being interviewed, to take the heat off him a little bit from his decision to yell at fans after a win. What an absolute joke. What a train wreck. Get rid of this guy. What does he do for your team? Nothing. Because I guarantee you his players don't respect him. Because no one else
does. Dude, how
does.
could they? And John, resident expert, is this for kids? Is post-game press conferences, are those for kids, John?
Nah, dude. Nah. I mean, maybe regular season NBA, NHL, baseball games because there's so many games. Football, nah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what, like, again, the Eagles just look awful, right? Like, again, and I want to stress this, chat, everyone listening, guys, we love every team. We want them all to succeed. We want fans to have a great time, and because their teams are playing well. But what are you guys doing? Right? You guys, like, on defense, you guys have some studs, and your offense is just electric. But You beat the Browns by 4 at home. One of the worst teams in the NFL. I don't know. The Eagles should be putting up 40 points a game. It's astonishing.
I want to get. I'm excited to see what happens. I believe they play the Giants this week. Is that right? Or are they on a bye?
Who?
The Eagles.
The Eagles play the Giants.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
I'm excited. Like
scares me.
whether they win that game or not, I feel like I'd be more excited to have this conversation if they win than if they lose. Because if they're 3-2? So if they end up being 4-2, and everyone's still calling for their coach's head, I want to get an expert in here from Philly. I got a couple people I can reach out to have on the show next week and just see what's going on. Let's get an insider scoop of what is happening with a winning team potentially in first place in the NFC East, and the whole world wants their coach fired. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this. And it's ramping up. Like it's getting worse before the season. There were a lot of people who were like, he's not a good coach. What are they doing? A lot like we're saying about the Saints coach. And now the whole world he's just not, he needs a PR guy. He's struggling.
I need something.
He's struggling with it. My biggest surprise of the week was Tampa Bay's second half. They went out and dominated, dude. They came out there. Baker Mayfield shook off those interceptions, ran the ball all over the place. Their defense played well. And they pretty much just put a kibosh on what the Saints season is going to be. And I still think I'm going to hit that under, my friend.
Yeah,
You're getting nervous. You're getting nervous, Chris.
I'm not.
2-4.
I do feel bad for Saints fans.
The defense is still playing really well, but their offensive DVOA is cratering.
It's going to be interesting to watch them the rest of the way. Let's talk about Caleb Williams, guys, before we do our hot takes here and have a few more fun questions before we dive into next week's games. And we're going to crush next week's games. There's so many good ones to talk about. I can't wait.
Yep.
Caleb Williams, every single week so far, has gotten better. A lot of people are criticizing the fact that he's doing it against bad teams. What are your thoughts in general so far on Caleb Williams? Go.
Haters can shut up. It's fun to watch a QB develop in real time that are hitting milestones that they should hit against defenses that they should hit, right? Like, let me just give you a huge example. Do you guys know what team has played, as far as EPA and DVOA, the worst defenses in the NFL to start the year?
Oh, wow.
It'll surprise you based on how the quarterback is performing.
What's the record?
The team is 1-4.
Oh,
the
wow.
Bengals.
No.
Yeah. No. Is it the Patriots?
The Giants.
No.
Come on, I like Daniel Jones.
Worst team.
The Browns.
Worst team, and
The Browns have played the easiest pass defense schedule
brother.
in the NFL. And look at Watson. So when you see a quarterback going up against these teams and
That's
having
a great
success,
nugget, Chris.
Dude, like, this is what Caleb should be doing. I'm excited for Bears fans because he's making plays he should. I wrote, because I watched a lot of that game. He's standing strong in the pocket. He's playing within the offensive scheme, but he's also creating when things aren't there. So he's not jumpy, right? He's getting off his reads, but then he's not afraid to make plays when he needs to make plays. Dude, he looks great. Like, to me, I love this. I forget who said this, but like, rookies come in peaks and like peaks and valleys, right? They're gonna it's gonna be a roller coaster. The first time he plays the Vikings, he might actually poop himself.
Yeah.
Right. And that's okay. The Vikings defense is insane in every advanced metric right now. And so I know I'm happy for Bears fans. And I think Caleb looks fine.
Yeah. I mean, listen, throw 4 TDs. Let's come on now. Right? Let's give the guys flowers.
Yeah.
We're going to start seeing what he's capable of in intense situations. Honestly, I think if you're a Bears fan right now, you should be really excited. You should be really excited that you've had the opportunity for Caleb to kind of get, play against some fluffy teams, right, that really aren't that dominant on the pass defense. And now their schedule is about to ramp up a little bit. Bears have one of the easiest schedules all year, but it does not matter because they still have, Caleb could, I don't know. It's scary. It's scary. It's good news for Bears fans because, again, he's got confidence, and that might be enough to win some of these upcoming games coming up. Every single division game is going to be really tough for the Bears.
Yeah, their schedule in the next 8-9 weeks is brutal. Really, for the rest of the season, it's brutal.
Correct.
But I'm with both of you. I think if you're a Bear fan, you should be excited. It was a brutal first 2 games, and he has improved every single game. And I look at last week's game. Right when I got home, I got to watch the highlights of the first half, and I got to watch the second half. He threw a pick. I believe it was third down. And he threw a ball that was a risky throw, one that he needs to throw. It was a good decision, and he missed. He just missed. He underthrew it and was picked. He's going to make that throw in 2 years. He might make the throw at the end of this year or next year. He's going to make that throw, and the rest of the throws he was making, and he floated it. Yeah, and like, dude, he's gonna hit that eventually. And so I'm looking at that like his worst play of the game, and I'm thinking, man, that's something he's going to get to work on all off season, rest of this season. And soon he's going to hit that throw. And when he does, that team's nasty, bro. Their O-line, like if they can get a better O-line going into next season, it's anyone's division. It's already anyone's division this year. It's anyone's division next year if that O-line gets better and he continues to improve. So if you are a Bear fan, have fun watching your QB.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And Keenan Allen waking up. Cole Kmet waking up. DeAndre Swift doing some things.
Had a decent game, yep.
Yeah. There you go, Bears. Guys, I want a hot take from you. I want a hot take. We used to do hot takes like on purpose every week last year. Yeah. I don't want to look dumb, so we're not going to do it every week. But give us a hot take so far after week 6. Could be anything to do with the season.
You want to start, Ty? I love your hot takes.
Oh boy, dude.
Here we go.
Here we go. Hold up, dude. Hang on. Give me a second. I'm taking a gander. Taking a gander at what I want to just throw a stab at, dude. I mean, I'll say it, bro. The Eagles are trash, man. All right, we gotta go. I'm kidding. I do think the Eagles are very bad. I think I'm honestly, Chris. You gotta go. I can't. I'm gonna say something that
all right.
Like, I'm gonna force
you. Just made me pucker up because that's my hot take.
Okay, good.
Oh wow.
All right. So I did some advanced analytics for you guys on the Eagles. Hot take. My hot take after week 6 is that the Philadelphia Eagles are not going to the playoffs, and they lose the division to the Commanders. Okay.
Wow. I mean, that's a hot take.
This is the vibe. This is partly based off stats and vibes, right? Obviously, I'm watching the games, but the vibes are off. Sirianni doesn't look good. Okay. Like when your best offensive play comes on a beautiful throw and a like insane catch from one of the greatest receivers in the NFL, like that's not a way to build continued success. Like that's not easy to do in the NFL. Hurts is getting rushed. He's not doing well against the blitz. Their defense looks awful. I'm just really worried. Now, the Browns game was skewed. The Browns blocked a field goal and returned it for a touchdown. So that's a 10-point swing. So assuming that you give the Eagles the field goal and you take away the touchdown from the Browns, it's really closer to 23 to 10. Yeah. Like that should have been the score, but that's still like they should have beat the Browns worse than we beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's how bad they should have beat the Browns.
Literally, yes.
Yeah.
And so here are their DVOA rankings, right? So 12th overall, Commanders. So this is just the NFC East. 20 overall, Eagles. 23 overall, Giants. 24 overall, Cowboys. That's their ranking out of 32. Okay. Offense, Commanders, 2nd in the NFL. Eagles, 12th. Giants, 19th. Dallas, 25th.
Ooh.
Defensively, and then watch this. Defensively, Commanders, 28th. Eagles, 26th. Dallas, 27th. Giants, 17th. So you're saying defensively, they're all right there. And they got to go up against the second best offense in the NFL and the Commanders, who look great. Jaden Daniels, dude, the Commanders have no business being in the game with the Ravens. They could have won that game.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Just a lot of third and longs that just didn't go their way, and
so that's my hot take. The NFC is super tough this year, and I think that if you can't win the division, if you don't win the NFC East, I don't think you're making the playoffs this year.
Yeah. All right, so, I got my hot take. You just gave it to me. You just let it open.
Let's hear it, dude. The face.
The Jets are trash. It's the Jets. My hot take is go home Jets. Devontae Adams, it's not it. And listen, I hope I eat my words, right? Because again, I don't want any team to not succeed. But I feel like just the discord that's going on with Aaron Rodgers being leadership on the Jets team, I think I've seen it happen before, where oh man, let's get the band back together. We're gonna dominate. No, I think the Jets have a lot more problems to work on, and I think they're terrible. I think they're awful, bro. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like them. Brees Hall can't score a touchdown, all right? I'm a sports bettor, all right? I like to have a little skin in the game. Brees Hall doesn't know how to get in the end zone. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know if he doesn't want it or if he's just not talented enough. Get in the end zone.
My God.
I'm serious.
I don't know if
he.
I don't know. I think he maybe didn't see that guy, which is, if that's true, that's his fault.
He's right in front of him.
Yeah.
How do you not see him?
It's his fault.
Dude, he had two, and dude, they lost the game because of it. Yes, obviously there were kicks that didn't go in, right? But I'm pretty sure both those times they didn't get a touchdown. Maybe one time they did, but like, get in there. And it's a problem. If Brees Hall can't finish the job, it's a problem. Okay, they don't. I don't think they have any rushing touchdowns. By the way, Aaron Rodgers is the only one that's thrown them. It's bad. It's bad. It doesn't look good. All hands on deck. Obviously, head coach fired. Aaron Rodgers looks as slow as a sloth. I don't know if it's because of his ankle or what, but one of his biggest. You know, it's actually more alarming. And I want to bring it up again. One of his biggest assets was his mobility, his ability to extend plays, and he doesn't have that right now. He literally looks like he has concrete poured into his cleats, right? He's in that pocket and he's sitting there, and he took some gargantuan hits. So that's my hot take, bro. I think that Aaron Rodgers might get hit one too many times next week, and maybe the week after that. And that the Devontae Adams reunion is bye-bye, which why dude, I hope I eat my words. I hope I eat my words. But Devontae Adams is going to be regretting this decision immensely in the next 3 weeks when his quarterback is literally hurt and he has another. Who was their quarterback last year?
Zach Wilson.
He's got another Zach Wilson throwing to him. He's going to be in the exact same situation.
The Jets, Zach Wilson.
Oakland.
Yeah, and Oakland, Aiden O'Connell.
I'm telling you, he is going to be.
And Jimmy G.
Hot take. Here's the wrapped up hot take, dude. The box of the take, dude. He is going to be in the exact same situation in 3 weeks.
Clip this because it will be hilarious if it makes old takes exposed. Because Ty, I love that you're being bold about this. I really do. And you watch a lot of ball. There's some people out there, oh, dude, stick to Fortnite. You watch more ball than most people I know in the last few years. And you're doing a great job.
I appreciate that, dude.
That was the best they've looked all season. And now they have Devontae Adams. Yeah, and now they have Devontae Adams. So, but you still could be right. And if you're right, what a take. What a take.
Garrett Wilson had a game. Garrett Wilson had a game. Brees Hall finally had a breakout game. But against the Bills, right? Like, and I say against the Bills because, Chris, remember when we said, like, it was 2 weeks ago, or like it was last week or 2 weeks ago, we were looking at, we're like, holy shit, wait a minute. Who do the Bills actually beat their first 3 games? Okay, they almost lost to the Cardinals, and luckily they woke up.
Yeah.
Okay, what then who they play week 2?
Yeah, it kind of the
Cardinals,
way
Cardinals, Dolphins, Jaguars. They got freaking smoked by the Ravens, 35-10, and then they lost to the Texans when they didn't have Joe Mixon by 3. So who are the Bills really? Okay, so yeah, the Jets had an incredible game. They're the best they've ever looked so far this year. Against who? Against what? Right? The Bills barely won this game, and I don't know, man. And they've crushed trash teams. So it's like,
I love it. I love your bold take, dude. My hot take, going back to the Detroit Lions, is that the Lions are going to make a big splash to replace Hutch. It's my hot take. And it goes against what Brad Holmes would normally do. And if that does, and by the way, look no further than like what the freaking Jets got Devontae Adams for, and what the Bills got Amari Cooper for. The Lions were thinking they needed a third guy, and they could have gotten a receiver who's a number 1 on half the teams in the league, and they're like, "Oh, we're good with St. Brown, we're good with JMO, and we're good with Patrick." Great, so far, great decision. Patrick came alive last week. St. Brown and JMO are popping off, so great. But I really do think that the Lions are going to go after, and I mean a splash, Myles Garrett if the Browns are selling.
Wow.
Max Crosby if the Raiders are selling. And I mean it. And I think they're going to be able to do it in a way where they pay Hutch next year too.
I don't think.
Listen, I'm just saying it. And here's my reason why I think that.
Okay.
I think it's very interesting that they signed Aleem McNeil to a big deal today, because most of the people who I follow who write for the Lions were like, yeah, but you can't sign someone big. You can't trade for a big guy because you need to sign Aleem McNeil and you need to get Hutch back. And the Lions want loyalty. They don't want to sell. They don't want to sell everything for 1 year like the Rams did with Stafford to go win one. They want to take care of their guys, and they want to be the Chiefs for the next 5 years.
Niners. They said they want sustained success.
The Niners for the next 5 years. But we have a top 5 money to spend next year. We have draft capital. It really isn't unreasonable to say that we're going to go get somebody big. And so I do think that at the very least we're going to try. And my hot take is that we will have a top 10 defensive end on our team who wasn't already on our team in the next few weeks.
I do. Okay. I think a better fit is also on the Browns. I think we go after Zadarius Smith.
I'm fine with that too.
I just don't think that's going to happen unless, I don't know. Like, Dan Campbell went on a show today on the radio, and he was talking about, one of the questions is like, what do you guys, like, you know, who needs to step up, right? Or are you guys interested in looking out and bringing in a top guy like Aiden Hutchinson? And then they obviously listed Max Crosby as an example. And the one thing Dan said was, he goes, first off, there's only a couple of those guys in the league. Number one, we have one of them. It's Hutchinson. Number two, he said, you don't get someone like that, like without an arm and a leg, without losing an arm and a leg, like in the middle of the season. You just don't. So, like, if we're going to get a dog, it's going to cost, right? And it's going to cost a lot. It's going to first round picks, second round picks. To what you just said, we want to be a sustainable team for the next couple of years.
The reason
Chiefs, it's not going to happen.
But dude, the reason I think we can, Ty, is because we've done such a good job drafting in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth round.
Sure.
Look at our young guys, dude. Kirby Joseph, Branch, Arnold.
I hear you.
We're young. We're a young team.
I hear you. I think it's I think we can win now. I do.
I do too.
I think without a dog like
Hutchinson
right now, because our offense is so electric and so good, and I do think we have the pieces in our secondary. And I think that there is more risk to get a dog than to trust in our team right now. Maybe even get someone who's half a dog, like. And just rely on our team in the process. That's all I'm saying.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to follow.
That is a hot take, bro.
That's why it's called the hot take, baby. That's why it's called the hot take. All right, we're gonna go through these two quickly and then get on to all next week's games. Just real quick, guys, want this from you. Which team with a losing record do you think has the best chance of making the playoffs in your mind, and which team with a winning record could you see missing the playoffs?
So my losing team that I could see making the playoffs is the Bengals. They're 2-4. Their defense has been awful, guys, just abysmal. But their offense can carry. They have a weaker schedule. And the AFC is a lot more bottom heavy right now. So like there's room to ascend in the AFC because there's so many bad teams. So give me the Bengals, and then the winning team I could see missing. I already said the Eagles, so I'm gonna say the Steelers. They have a really tough schedule. They're switching to Wilson, like a quarterback switch when you're 4-2. I just don't get it. So those are my two.
I love that. I think that I was gonna almost go against what I just said. I was like, you know what?
Can't go Jets.
I was gonna say, let's just say that. I'm kidding. Chris, I'm gonna steal yours, brother. I was gonna also say, winning record or tied? Because we got some are 3-3. Does that count?
You're the boss.
It has to be losing record.
It has to be losing record.
Yep.
Okay. It has to be losing record. I can see. I'm going to steal the Eagles for the winning record to not make the playoffs. I think I think it's just an absolute no-brainer. You know what? No, I won't say. I'll say the Chargers. Chargers are 3-2. I don't think their offense is explosive, which means if they have struggled to put up points, if they go up against the Lions, we're going to crush them 10 out of 10 times. Personally, that's just an example. So I can obviously see the Chargers not making the playoffs. And then again, Chris, I'll steal. Actually, I won't steal it. I won't. I have to because there's really only one team that can make the playoffs right now with a losing record, legitimately, and it's the Bengals. It's the Bengals or the Jets, and I can't say the Jets because I just roasted the shit out of them.
Exactly.
I put myself here. I put myself here, so I have to agree
great.
and just say the Bengals as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
The team with a losing record, I think, makes the playoffs is the Jets. I do think they're going to. Not only do I think they will, that they could, I think they will. And the team with a winning record I could see missing is the Falcons.
Really?
I can see
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. I've not been impressed with them at all, including in their win against Tampa. Tampa should have had that game. They really choked it away. I like Kirk Cousins. He's playing fine. I just am not impressed. And they do have an easy schedule, so that makes me nervous for saying this. But I do think that there's a chance that the Bucs just run away with that division, and that the Falcons lose some games they probably shouldn't lose going forward.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, listen, the Panthers put up 20 and almost could have put up more, by the way. That game was a lot closer till the end. A lot closer, right? Like,
Yep.
it was, 16-3. They outscored in the second half. So, but the Panthers came out hot. Yeah, I agree.
I got the phone out, fellas. I've got the app up.
I'm ready to go.
We're going game by game in the final 25 minutes. We will end the show as we always do with our Thursday night same game parlay. Not that thrilled about this Thursday night's game, but that's okay. And then we'll do our
I don't even know what to pick.
Sunday, Monday parlay as well.
The under, brother. The under.
Man.
See, I can see a lot of defensive, like, I could see this being a trap game, right? Because the Saints were able to put up 20 points. We got Bo Nix, who could be, it could be a very big defensive scoring game, right? A lot of turnovers, getting them like in good field position, maybe even points there, and vice versa, right?
For sure.
Yep.
Like,
Well, that's where we're starting, but we're
defense as well.
not doing our parlay yet, Ty. So Denver
Okay,
at
good.
the Saints. Denver's favored -2.5, over under set at 37. What do you guys like?
So I like the
Whatever international friendly game is on that night.
I like the Broncos to win this game, even without Surtain. Even if he's not available, their defense is still really solid, and I think they kind of the Bucs kind of gave away how to get at Rattler. I'm not really excited for this game. If you're desperate in fantasy, Bub Means had 8 targets and a touchdown, and it looked like Rattler liked to go to him. With Olave out, I don't think Olave plays again Thursday, but so keep an eye on that. Bub Means if you're desperate at wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm probably staying away from this outside of the same game parlay that we do. Gun to my head, give me the Saints at home.
Sure. That's what I was thinking, JB.
But yeah, it's just I just wish it was any other game, and I have to go live for it too.
Have
Just
fun
because
with
my
that, bro.
schedule this week. Yeah.
I mean, the Saints are able to force with a lot of tip balls, a lot of turnovers, and I think that was against Baker. So I really do think that their defense, like, I like the under here because, again, I think that their defense is gonna shine. So yeah, I mean but again, I don't like picking a winner here. Again, gun to my head, give me Saints at home. I think this is weird that the Broncos are favored. I think it's just got to be because
Saints are brutally injured.
Yeah, they're just hurt.
I understand. Next guy up, dude.
Next guy up. In London, we have the Patriots and the Jags. The Jags are -5.5, over under at 42.5.
Explain the Jags being -5.5 to me like I'm 5.
Yeah, literally, dude. I am obsessed. If you want to talk about a money line game that I like for an upset, I love Patriots. I love Drake. Drake had a game.
He did fine.
He did fine. He did very well. And the Patriots, again, the Patriots defense, yes, they gave up how much? Was it like 40 points against the Texans?
Dude, guess who the number
41?
2
But the Texans
guess who
are-
the number 2 defense is? DVOA.
The Patriots.
The Texans.
Oh, sorry.
And Drake looked okay against them.
I agree.
Like,
I like
yeah,
it. I think it's a trap game. I think Jackson -250 makes absolutely zero sense. Isn't like London home for them? Right?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
learn
like
a
the
lot.
Patriots.
I think
like
I
the
really
Patriots plus 5.5.
I think if they lose, I think Peterson gets fired.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna learn a lot. If the Jaguars like him, if the players like him and they want him to stay, I think that they win by kind of a lot, and I get the 5.5 spread. But if there really is turmoil in the locker room, if they don't like him, if him and Lawrence aren't getting along, then I could see the Patriots just flat out winning and him being fired and literally not riding home with the team.
For sure.
That would be
Yeah,
brutal.
look what Caleb just did to this Jacksonville team, guys. I think Drake May comes in here and cooks. They're playing energized. Like they're not giving up because they're losing games. They're playing teams tough even when they're way outmatched. I give me the Patriots to win straight up.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, dude. Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Chris with the bold take there. I like it. At plus
Yeah, and you guys
195.
dude, you guys called me a favorite. Dude, last week I just picked the people I thought were going to win.
Chris, so
and
did
I
I.
think the Patriots
Hey,
are
Chris,
going to
so
win.
did I.
I
And I
had to
purposely
believe
picked
it.
3 upsets and they lost. So
I did too. I had to believe in Jaden. I was like, you know what? Screw it. Give me the Giants. Yeah.
let's get into
Dude,
it, dude. Lions at Vikings. Vikings are 2.5-point favorites. The over/under is set at 50.
Yeah, I went in on this game.
What do you mean by that?
It means he
I
has
have
Nuggets.
All right, what a match, boys. Lions, Vikings. You have the 4th ranked offense in the NFL and the Lions going against the number 1 ranked defense by a mile. So defense is ranked in negative. The Vikings are negative 39% on defense, meaning they it doesn't matter who the opponent is, the 49ers, the Texans, they are destroying teams, right? They have not been losing ever in the first half. They're winning the first quarter like 60-3 right now, and then they're dictating the pace of play. And then because they slow down in the second half. And then both teams, dude, are just amazing at easy button plays. Detroit play action rate 28.8%, third in the NFL. Minnesota 28.1% play action rate. Both of them have ridiculous EPA on offense. But the Vikings are significantly worse than the Lions on offense, and the Lions are better on defense than the Vikings offense. So give me the Lions in a close one.
Let's go. Oh,
Love that,
baby.
Chris. Ty, what
I
you
love
thinking,
that,
dude?
too. I like the exact same thing, man. Something that like really stuns me. I feel like the Vikings, and chat, correct me if I'm completely wrong, by the way. Aaron Jones, obviously very talented. He's potentially out this week or is out this week. The Vikings don't run incredibly well, right? I don't like. It's a Justin Jefferson, it's a Sam Darnold show. So I'm actually stunned, by the way, that because I remember watching a lot of their games. Like they don't get like 10, 12, 15, 20. Like they don't get crazy explosive runs. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. From the 3 games that I've watched all the way through, that's what I've seen. So it's kind of wild to me that they do have such a good success rate with the play action.
So it's been proven that you don't need to be successful running for play action to work.
See to me though, that's what's funny, bro. If I'm coaching, that's all I'm thinking about. If I'm coaching, I'm like, they can't do shit. They can't run. Who are they gonna run with? Right? Aaron Jones gets like maybe 5. Again, they have no
right.
dollars.
He might not be
right?
playing.
You can sacrifice 5 to 7 yard runs and assume they're going to pat. You can do that for sure. You're going to get bit on a few plays.
I don't care. You are going against Justin Jefferson. Iceberg Samson in my chat goes, you are correct. Vikings are ranked 20th in rushing. Dude, I am telling you right now, we will win this game if we just play back. Like we play aggressive maybe up front. You know, maybe a quick 3 and out. They try to establish the run game, and we're there for that. But we don't bite on play action, bro, because they are going to throw all over us like a lot of teams do. CeeDee Lamb still 8. Like, he didn't have a complete dominant game, but he had 8 receptions, almost 100 yards, right? Look what Metcalf did to us. Like, when we go against top dogs, they usually eat against us. So this is going to be I'm telling you guys right now, this is going to be a Justin Jefferson game. It always is against the Lions. It always is. I like Jefferson. I am not joking. 180, 200 yards, 2 to 3 touchdowns.
We're not that team anymore. We're not that team anymore. We weren't that team with DK. We weren't that.
Last week.
Nope.
Or last year.
I know. And our secondary is completely revamped. We're not that team anymore. We're not. Tyler, I love you. If we give up 200 yards to Jefferson like we did last year, we're not winning the Super Bowl. We're not.
Okay.
We have to be better at secondary.
I agree that we have to be better, but I can see that happening.
If he gets 200 yards, we lose.
We should not let that happen because, again, they're going to win this game by throwing, and we need to just be ready for it.
I think we're gonna make them one-dimensional, and they can't make us. Like we cannot lose the first quarter.
I agree.
We've got to start. We got to start hot, like teams are not doing against them, but they've never seen a run offense like ours.
Give me the Lions. We're gonna run all over them. I love it. Give me Jared Goff under throwing yards. Give me Sam Darnold over, and give me the Lions money line. Smash.
I love it.
What do you think, bud?
Well, I said a couple weeks ago if the Vikings win, that I will pick the Vikings the rest of the season. So even though I do think that the Lions have a huge chance to win this game and to win it pretty convincingly, not Dallas Cowboy convincingly, but pretty convincingly, I love the Lions plus 2.5. I can say that. But I got the Vikings winning in a close one.
No. You're gross, John.
I have to
can't
say
believe
it.
you-
I have to be a man of my word. I said if they win 2 weeks ago, I will not pick against them the rest of the season.
You did say that.
So I have to pick the Vikings to win this game. I'm a man of my word.
Brother, this guy stinks.
My word is my bond. It's going to be a really fun game. And I saw a stat today. I don't have it up, so I'm not going to try to guess exactly what it was, but something like the Lions have the first time in history that we have 2 running backs getting like 70-plus yards for multiple games in a row.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
one of my favorite bets is Jameer Gibbs.
No,
and
not
Montgomery
quite,
over
because Gibbs
40.
didn't hit that last game.
It's a number, and the number's crazy. And their dynamic duo is so fun, and I'm glad we extended Mondi.
Bro, Montgomery's just so tough, bro. He's so tough. He gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. He gets 4 yards. It's wild.
I can't wait to watch it. I wish they could flex it, but they can't. Texans at Green Bay. Green Bay -3 is plus 100, by the way. Money line's -148. Over under 47.5.
This is another game I had circled, guys. Sorry.
No, yeah, I love it, dude. I mean,
You did 2 in a row. Okay.
I'm all over.
You guys ready?
I'm all over. Yeah, Chris, hit me hard.
All right. So overall DVOA, guys, this is such a fun game. The Texans are ranked 6th. Okay. The Packers are ranked 8th. They are right there, and the Packers have been ascending since Jordan Love has come back. But listen to this. The Packers offense is 5 overall in DVOA. The Texans defense is 2nd in the league behind the Vikings. The Vikings are -39%. The Texans are in 2nd place at -18. They're not even close. The Vikings are insane right now. All right. The Texas O is at 17 against the Packers D at 15. Like, this game is neck and neck, but Stroud has the third highest adjusted completion percentage at 80.2%, like adjusting for like drops and stuff like that. And I just think that with their pressure rate of 31.9%, Love has been struggling against the pressure. I do think like the Texans are +3 in this game, and I think they straight up go into Lambeau and beat the Packers. So
I agree.
That's my pick.
Agreed. Pretty much every single thing. That,
Just a little bit of juice.
I think every single thing that Chris just said. So
You like the Texans.
I like the Texans. I love the Texans at +2.
I just don't.
They're
and I
plus
just
100 at +2.5 right now too. By the way,
home field advantage hasn't been super significant this year, and I just don't understand how, to me, a statistically better, an eye test better. Dude, did you see what Mixon just did? Do you see what the Packers' run defense looks like right now? Mixon might go for 100 in the first half against that run defense.
Yeah.
Like, so then you're telling me Stroud isn't even going to have to carry, but he can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is going to be such a freaking good game.
And I'm not watching a second of it.
And they're both at noon.
I'm not watching a second of it, unfortunately. Although, what did I see? Dude,
hang on. Listen to these 3 o'clock games.
One got flexed. One got flexed.
Chiefs Niners is the only one worth watching.
Which game got one just got flexed.
I'm staring at it.
Just now?
Yes, today. Hold on.
Please tell me. Bro, all the noon games there's only 3 o'clock games.
Dude, the Texans, the Packers.
Bears Washington next week. Bears Washington next week got flexed.
We have those,
which is going to be awesome.
That's so annoying.
Commanders versus Panthers.
Thank you, Jordan.
Rams versus the Raiders, and then the Chiefs versus the Niners.
Yeah.
That's literally
which is going to be
the 3 o'clock slate blows.
Why would they do that? Ugh.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
I actually like the Packers in this one in Lambeau, and I hate saying that. I do not like the -3, but the fact that it's +100 is kind of juicy. So looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a shootout. I like the over at 47.5. I know that the Texans defense is really good. I just think they're both going to be scoring touchdowns.
Well, Green Bay
dude,
can put points
100%. I think this game is a 3-point game. I think one of them wins by 3.
John, someone said the Eagles game got flexed from 3:25 to 12.
Yikes.
So the Eagles game got flexed to the noon.
Next week, Ty, the Bears Commanders game did get flexed to 3, which is super fun.
Cool.
That's just that should be a good game. Yeah, two rookie QBs going at it, taking right behind each other. Come on now.
Yeah, 1 and 2. That's a great story.
Gonna be awesome.
WWW.
We got Titans at Bills at noon.
Bills.
The Bills are 8.5-point favorites.
There's my analysis. Bills.
Bills, and then I'm not joking. Bills and tease the spread. Bills and -8.5. I mean -8.5. Make it -9.5. Make it -10. 10.5. 11.
It's interesting.
12.5.
-8.5 through -108. The Titans at +8.5 or -112. So so Ty, if you're right, it's a good play.
I agree. I go back to what Papa Blevins said, which was teams that were favored over 6.5 points were 16-2 the first couple of weeks.
No. The covering was the
covering. They covered. Yes.
The plus teams were.
Covered. The plus teams covered.
Correct.
Yes, the plus teams covered 16 and 2. So only 2 of them didn't. For the first like 3 or 4 weeks, for people that were favored more than plus 6.5 covered. So, but this is not one of those games. The Titans can't score. Their offense is terrible. Bills' defense is solid, and I think right now again with Amari Cooper, and even without Cook, they were running.
He looked good. Ray Davis looked good.
So yeah, I think this is going to be, and Bills are at home. I love that.
Yeah, I might tease the Bills to -14.
Yeah, guys, I'm not. Listen. First off, please, if you're going to start getting into sports betting, set a limit. First thing you need to do, set a limit on your account, a deposit limit. So you can only put in so much, and make sure that it's within your means, right? That's number one. Number two, if I'm going to tease some shit this week, it is without a doubt Commanders -7.5. I will probably put that with the Bills -8.5 regular line. Bengals -6, probably, maybe not even, maybe just those two. I think this is a 2-legger, bro. This is a -8.5, -7.5 Commanders and the Buffalo together, and then tease both of them to like -13.5 Bills, -13.5 Commanders, and then
not gambling advice.
Not gambling advice, but I'm telling you, if there's going to be blowout, like those are the 2 easiest games in my opinion all week, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think the Bengals could blow the Browns out too.
Yeah, you're right, because yes,
I just don't think. Yeah,
but I look at these 2 games and I think the Bills and the Commanders are just, dude, it should be lights out. They should blow them out, both of them. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but again, not professional advice. I'm not a professional.
Not a professional.
Not a professional. Sorry.
Bengals at Browns. Bengals are -6.5. Over under is 42.
What did we say about the Browns going up against the worst defenses in the NFL?
They can't do anything against them.
Can't do anything.
Doesn't matter.
So give me the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm on the Bengals -6.5 here.
I love when you're confident like that, Chris.
Yeah, dude, give me the Bengals unless they change, unless Watson's out, and then they get like a crazy boost from hype.
Yeah, because Winston is a leader. They need Winston. Put him in. Seahawks at Falcons. Falcons are -3. Over under 51.
Had that one on my other page.
Get to it, Chris, because tell us why the Seahawks are going to bounce back here, Chris.
Okay, so Geno Smith is averaging 41.8 attempts, highest in the NFL. Okay, shortly behind him, like 7th, is Cousins at 34.5. Neither of these defenses have been playing very well. Okay, so I honestly think that this might be one of the biggest shootouts of the weekend. These quarterbacks are throwing at a historic rate, but here's the thing, dude. Like, the Falcons can run the ball. The Seahawks have struggled. Like, Algier and Bijan were over 100 yards. By the way, that made me so mad that Algier popped off the next week.
Yep.
It's okay, Chris. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, I think that this is one of the harder games, in my opinion, to predict. Give me the Falcons in a really close one. And I think it's a high-scoring game.
I like the Falcons to win at home, but I could see the Seahawks winning this one.
For sure.
Right. This one's tough.
Yeah, the Seahawks kind of need it.
The Seahawks were 20-0. Dude, I took the Seahawks to upset last week, or to win last week against the Niners. In my opinion, they should have won. The reason I say is Geno Smith had like 2 horrible interceptions. One of them was complete. Listen, John.
You can't keep saying this. It was 2 weeks ago, and their whole defense was out.
I don't care.
They played horrible on defense.
No, dude. Dude, Geno Smith lost in that game. Dude, the stats, I wanted to throw up. Geno Smith, on his birthday, plays out of his mind. Record is this. The Seahawks coming off of a 2-loss streak at home are 20-0. Like, Dude, I don't know, man. The interception to DK Metcalf when he underthrew him and he put the ball in front of DK instead of getting like that was the that sold the deal. I don't know, man. I think the Niners are frauds. I do, and that game pissed me off. But I'll take Falcons.
All right.
I love the face thereafter.
I'll take the Falcons.
I'm
dude.
taking the Falcons in a close one. Eagles at Giants, dude. The Eagles are
This
only
one is-
favored by
I'm
3.
touching- I'm
Dude,
not
this
touching
is
this game.
sneaky as hell.
Over
I'm not touching this
43. Give me the Eagles by 1,000,000.
You're
I
disgusting.
hate this game.
I'm serious.
disagree.
Give me the Eagles by 1,000,000 unless Neighbors is officially back, and then it could be
Did
a
you see
fun
what
game.
the Giants defense just did to one of the hottest offenses in the NFL?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you see that, John?
Yeah, they
Because
did. They
the
did okay.
Eagles'
They-
offensive line is playing worse
they
than the
did
Bengals'
okay.
offensive line.
No, man.
Saquon
And the
Barkley
Giants got a lot
revenge
of
game.
pressure. Dude,
Saquon
the
Barkley
Giants.
played
Burns had like
awful.
3 sacks. Dude, John, because you're so right. This is a game where the Eagles either dominate or win in a close one, or the Giants win in a close one, right? This is not one that the Giants would ever dominate. Give me the Giants.
I love
I
it.
like
I
the
love that
Giants.
you're taking the Giants. Money
No,
line.
let me say this. If Neighbors plays, give me the Giants. If he doesn't play, give me the Eagles.
When are we going to find that out?
I think he's still in concussion protocol.
The Giants. I think I hate the Eagles. I do. I say I don't hate teams. I don't like the Eagles.
You've hated them since the tush push, brother.
I hated them since the tush push. I actually will. I'll come. You know what? I will say that, and I'll stand by that until they get rid of that. Truly, or Nick Sirianni. I hate the Eagles. So give me the Giants.
Yeah, I'm not a Sirianni fan, man.
I'm not a huge
just think
Sirianni
again-
fan either. I think they're winning in spite of them. Dolphins at Colts, guys. Colts are -3, over under 44. Anthony Richardson reportedly starting.
Yeah,
Please
give me the
not.
Colts no matter
Sorry.
who starts.
Oh, I like that, Chris. I was about to just.
At home, I'm with both of you, and I actually kind of love them -3.
Yes.
But I will say this: I like Tyreek Hill. Bounce back fantasy game here. If you have
Yeah, I
Tyreek,
mean they've had
you got to play him.
they've had a week off. They got to have drawn something up for that man.
100%.
Well, I have a how did I? Did I
You
talk
you
about
self
this?
scout during your bye week.
No, Chris. Did I talk?
So
Why? Most people come back a week after their concussion. What is taking Tua so long? I know that it's just like
We
again,
talked about this a couple weeks ago. I don't
know
know
it's
the.
not.
I haven't looked up the official rule, but I'm pretty sure that the more you get, the longer the protocol is.
Okay.
But don't
Okay.
quote me. But I'm 95% sure
Okay.
that that's it.
Okay.
Panthers at Commanders. Commanders
Shit's not-
-7.5 at home.
Yeah. Give me the Commanders. Give me the Commanders by a bajillion.
this is going to be a high scoring game
I
because
agree.
the Commanders defense is just playing awful.
Yeah, and Andy Dalton is doing well. So,
Dude, if the hangover thing is real with Detroit, which I do think it is, we're not going to find out this week because the Cowboys have a bye week before they go play
I
the
was-
Niners.
say that too, maybe, yeah.
But dude, the Ravens are tough, man. They're physical like we are. I think the Commanders win this game, but I don't love them -7.5.
Oh no, not at
Uh-oh.
all.
Like
Oh, wow.
I
Cool.
kind of like the
You guys-
Panthers.
You guys,
I kind of like the Panthers +7.5 just because like they just came off of a very emotional, very physical game. Rookie QB did well against a good Ravens defense, and now they're at home. Like if there's any type of hangover at all, the Panthers could keep it close.
man, you guys are just making
But
me feel.
no, Ty, I'm not taking the Panthers +7.5. I'm not that confident.
Sure.
I am liking the over 51.5, and I like the Commanders to win.
I was like instant regret right here.
I like the Commanders to win too, but I think it's closer than people think.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna stick. I'm just gonna
Tease
stick
them
to
to
my guns.
-14, Ty.
I teased them to -13.5 with the Bills, parlayed them together, and I took their spreads. So if I'm wrong, that's fair. Chat, refund, cash out. If you this is two against one.
Dude,
So-
Tyler, the Commanders are twice as good as the Panthers. They very well could win by 20. But I
hold
just
up,
worry
hold up,
about
hold
coming
up.
out
Let's look
against
at-
the Panthers
hang on,
after
hang
the Ravens
on,
game.
Hang on. We can do this real quick. What? Who?
Load up Madden and just do a sim real quick.
No,
Live.
Stop.
What's going on, Ty?
Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we can do this. Week 1, the Chiefs played the Ravens. They lost. The Chiefs won, and then the Chiefs went on and they won week 2. Raiders beat the Ravens, and of course the Raiders sucked. They shouldn't have won that game, and then they ended up losing last week. It's whatever. Dallas Cowboys week 3. The Ravens won by 3. Who did Dallas Cowboys play week 4? Dallas week 4 game. Dallas. Dallas won by 5 against the Giants in a close one. Hold on now. Bill. They Ravens smacked the Bills 35-10 week 4.
Oh, then I think the Bills went
Bills
and
week
lost.
5
No.
game.
I think
Oh my God! The Bills lost 20-23 against the Texans.
Yeah.
Bengals won in week 5, and then in week 6, Bengals. Oh God! Wait a minute. Oh
Close
my God,
one
they
against
only
the
won
Giants.
17-7 against the Giants. Oh my God!
I know. Dude, it's the hangover, brother. The Ravens hangover.
But they didn't lose.
No.
They just didn't win by a lot.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Nowhere near as convincing as the Lions hangover, to be sure.
Oh God! All right. I'm sticking with my guns, but this is going to be a great. Let's put an asterisk on this, a big star. It's going to be a great talking point next week.
It will
Yeah,
be.
for sure.
And dude, I'm excited to watch this game because I'm really enjoying watching the Commanders right now. So
Yeah,
I
Jaden
agree.
Daniels is so fun to watch.
Raiders at Rams. Got a couple more here, guys, and then we'll do our parlays here. Raiders at Rams. Rams are favored by 6.5 after Devontae Adams gets traded.
That is such a trap.
I
That's such a trap
love
game.
the Raiders plus 6.5. But is it true that Cooper Kupp might come back?
That I don't know.
I think
no,
Cooper-
I think they just opened his practice window. I don't think
He's-
he's gonna be back.
I mean, let me look here. He's projected to score in fantasy right now.
Wow.
I mean, I just got.
Dude,
I got
that's
one
big-
person
that's
that
big,
says
but-
no. Ooh, he's back. Puka and Cup might be coming back. Is what someone else just said.
Here's my biggest issue with this game. Max Crosby can ruin this game by himself.
Yeah, you can get to Stafford.
Stafford does not have a line. He's been vulnerable to those edge rushers like Crosby this year. Dude,
Yeah, but they just
I'm
lost
gonna-
Adams. How are they going to score?
I know, but they
Dude,
haven't had him the last
I know,
2
but
weeks.
Stafford had a
I
dude.
got
You know what, Chris? I love you, bro. I think you're correct. Give me the Rams minus 6.5.
I like the Rams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
6.5 here. And you know what else?
I'm gonna
I
take the
like,
Rams. I am gonna take the Rams.
I like without Devontae as well. I like Brock Bowers.
Yeah, Brock Powers
I like-
skyrocketing his value through the
I
rest
like-
of the season.
I like Brock Bowers receptions against the Rams for sure.
And by the way, here's why I'm taking the Rams minus 6.5, because the Raiders are an absolute joke of an organization right now, and the Rams have been decimated for weeks. They kept it close against the Bears. They should have won
Oh,
that
their
game, you
props
could
went up.
argue. They kept it close against the Packers, had a chance to go down and win that at the end with Stafford. If Cooper Kupp is back at all, I like the Rams minus 6.5 at home, even though at home
Yeah.
it means almost nothing.
Coming off a bye, I'm with you guys at the Rams win.
Chiefs, Niners, guys, this is one of the ones I'm most excited to talk about. I don't really know what I love here. I think I
mean-
like the Niners at home.
No. Dude.
It's a 1 point spread. Niners minus 1, over unders 47.
I think the
Yep.
Chiefs might go undefeated this year.
Holy cow. Look at Ty.
I'm not even joking, dude.
The hot
Look,
take
they-
segment
Bro,
was
I don't,
30 minutes
They're going to go undefeated and then lose to the Lions in the Super Bowl? That's crazy.
Dude, listen to me. Look who they've already played and beaten. They've played some great teams. Week 1 they played against the Ravens, won by 7, and they don't look phenomenal. We've talked about this. They don't
after
look
this
phenomenal.
week, their schedule is easier.
Yes, and I'm telling you, with Kareem Hunt dominating, no McCaffrey, bro. The Chiefs' defense is phenomenal. I think they have a plan. I think that they've been planning for this game for the last 3 weeks. I think they crush them. I think they win by a touchdown.
Wow.
I do. I think Mahomes is better than Purdy. It's not even a question. And I think the Chiefs win this game.
I like that we're not agreeing on everything, guys. I do.
Sure.
Give me
Sure.
the Niners to win this game. They have way more to be upset about than the Chiefs do after that Super Bowl game. But I love Ty's boldness here. I can't wait. Listen, Vegas is calling it a pick 'em. 1 point spread. You almost never
Yeah,
see
that's
that in the
so
NFL.
That's so
It's
cringe,
wild.
by the way. I hate 1 point spreads more than
Don't
anything.
Yeah, this one I didn't think too hard about because I think both of these teams are really, really good. The 49ers have been climbing back up the EPA and DVOA rankings. Give me Mahomes until the 49ers say I should do something else.
Yeah, I agree.
Jets
Go Chiefs.
at Steelers.
Not gonna be watching.
Sunday Night Football. Oh, I will be watching because it's Sunday Night Football. I got a buddy coming over. We're gonna be live betting and eating wings.
Give me a. Are you ready for this, bro?
Hold on.
Give me
Over under 38. Jets minus
Yeah.
1.5.
Give me the Jets.
Give me the Jets minus 1.5.
Jets. Jets.
And give me both kickers to have over 1.5 field goals.
Ooh.
Not joking. I like that. Again, by the way, that should have hit last night.
It should have. Yeah,
The Bills missed some too.
it absolutely should have.
That should hit last night. I like both kickers getting over 1.5 field goals in this game, and Yankees just won game 2. By the way, side note. And dude, yeah, this was just an absolute snooze fest. Give me a snooze galore. I don't like any unders that are under 40, especially like 38. I think it's super low. We all thought the Bills-Jets game was going to be super low scoring too. Like a lot of people, like the under was like what 41. It almost hit in the first half, or close. Yeah, it almost in the first half. So again, I think these are kind of trap unders, especially for a night game. They're rested. But yeah, I like the Jets here.
I also like the Jets.
You know what? And I'll say something else.
TJ Watt could wreck the game, but I like the Jets.
Always, dude. Always. But give me karma, man. If they start Wilson, give me karma. I hope they get destroyed.
Yeah, I'll take that too. A lot. But also, we talked about Watt. Hold up now. We talked about how, dude. Maybe I'll make an even bolder prediction, bro. Give me the Steelers to win this game. Give me Watt to hurt Aaron Rodgers in the first quarter. I don't want him to. I'm saying, dude. Okay, that sounds so bad. I didn't mean it like that.
No. I know. You're saying you think he's gonna get after Rodgers. Is what you're saying.
I think he's gonna get after Rodgers in a big way, dude.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I never want to wish injury.
I know you didn't mean that. I know you mean that. That's why I was like, wait, pause.
Yeah.
I will say this, dude. I kind of like Pittsburgh Steelers defensive touchdown this game.
Yeah.
You know, a little strip
questionable-
sack.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I like that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I still like the
defensive
Jets.
touchdown.
Yeah, I like the Jets too. Ravens at Bucks. We got 2 more here, guys. Ravens at Bucks. Ravens are minus 3.5. Over under 48.5.
This is wild.
I actually don't like this game.
I can't wait to watch it.
I'm obsessed with this game, JB. But
Do you guys remember
trap game?
Do you guys remember the first 2 touchdowns? Or sorry, the interceptions that Baker threw?
Yep.
Against the Saints, dude. The Ravens play that kind of defense too. Okay, and I also think that the Ravens' offense. I mean, I know, is significantly better than the Saints right now.
The Bucks. Oh no, sorry, Saints. Okay, I know what you meant. Sorry.
Right. So give me the Ravens. I'm back on the Ravens train, but this is a game that the Bucks can win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not predicting a blowout. But if the Bucks win, Baker doesn't have any turnovers. You guys understand what I'm saying?
Yes. This is a Baker game. He's going to be running all over, dominating. Godwin going to eat.
All right. So I get like if the in the scenario where the Bucks win, I see Baker taking care of the football. I just don't think that happens, and so I think the Ravens win.
Sure. All right.
Hold on. Checking one thing real quick. Lamar Jackson, 22-1 against NFC teams in his career.
Yeah.
For some reason, Google says 24-3. I'm not sure why Google would say that, but give me the Ravens. Give me the Ravens minus 3.5.
Wow.
I mean, that's what should happen. I do definitely give me, Chris. I completely agree. I think that more has to go right for the Bucks to win than for the Ravens to win. And ergo, I mean, we're looking at road dogs right now. I'm sorry, road favorites. And currently road favorites right now are, I think last week, or this week, I guess you should say, whatever, since it's only Tuesday. I think every single road favorite not only won, they covered. So let's keep that trend going with the Ravens here, minus 3.5.
Thanks for the clarification here. Lamar's 22-1 as a starter, 24-3 when he comes in late against the NFC. So, love that. Last one, and we'll get into our parlays here before we close out, guys. Chargers at Cardinals. Chargers -2.5, over under 44.
My pick's gonna surprise you guys.
Well, I'm
Is
taking
it?
the Cardinals. So
I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah, I got the Chargers.
I think they're better coached. I think this is going to come down to who's just more prepared and has a better strategy.
who
and I
drove?
don't think- Huh?
Who took the bus?
Who took the? Yeah, he's doing the
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, I love that guy. I love Harbaugh more.
Yeah, give me, dude. Give me J.K. Dobbins looks fantastic.
He does.
Herbert's playing great. Yeah, give me the Chargers.
Give me Kyler at home under the lights to have a bounce back game. I do think that the Cardinals are going to keep the division sneaky close from here on
under
out.
the lights if everyone's watching the Ravens-Bucks game?
Yes, Chris, but is it under the lights in Arizona? Probably not. Probably not. It's going to be under the sun still because the sun sets super late there. But I do like the Cardinals. I like Kyler to have a bounce back game. And let's have some fun. Let's do our parlays, fellas. Thursday night football. I hate that we have to do this. Can we pick a different game?
I agree. I think we pick a different game.
Let's pick it. Let's pick. Let's go Texans Packers.
Yes.
Instead
of
but
Thursday
I don't think
night.
their props are up. Their props aren't up yet, so no.
Yeah, I mean their passing props are over under.
I have props up, CB.
Oh, I do too. Okay, never mind.
Okay. So we each are gonna pick. We're gonna do a same game parlay. Texans at Packers. Oh, they're not up.
Mine are.
You're right. No, my receptions aren't up.
Yeah.
All
right.
I
lied.
My receptions are longest receptions.
We're gonna be really excited to do this one for.
Oh, whatever.
I'm even using my boost. Denver Saints.
Yeah, I'm using the boost too.
Well, I'm definitely not taking a Javonte Williams anytime touchdown. I can tell you that right now.
I mean, Sutton. I like a Sutton. If we're trying to get juicy, Sutton delivered last week against the Chargers.
Has to be -160 or more.
Or better.
Or better.
Odds.
Yep.
I mean, I think Alvin obviously probably gets in here because they're going to rely on him pretty heavily. But I also think, again, that might be trap, dude. That might be trap.
I'll tell you mine. Give me Bo Nix, 175 or more passing yards. At -160. That's my leg.
Okay.
I think that the Saints could be up, and I think he's going to have to throw.
Sure. I can see that. I'm going to get spicy here, boys, and you might not like it, but I'm going to. Give me a Sutton anytime. +260.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sutton anytime for me is +175.
Same.
Oh.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Well, that's great odds for you.
Yep.
That's incredible for you, dude.
Go.
Love that. All right, Chris, what's yours?
All right, Chris, give us a
All right,
bro.
let me spice it back down. Spencer Rattler targeted running backs at an incredible rate. Give me Kamara 25 plus receiving to get us to 470.
That's only -235, Chris.
I like it. I'll take it.
But it gets us to plus 400.
Gosh, I love 40 plus though. +120. Gets us to plus
John, if you want to,
750.
if you want to do that, John, you go and do that.
With the boost, it gets us to +625. So I'm chilling.
So I did. I took them all individually, put a unit on all individually, and then I did 1/4 of a unit on the parlay.
Good. Smaller on the parlays.
Love that.
it.
I use my boost and I use my max that they let me bet on the boost.
Nice.
Which is not a lot. Okay, let's go with our Sunday pick. Our favorite play has to be over, under, or a correct spread, no teasing. We hit our last one. Ladies and gentlemen, lock in, lock on.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, give me the Lions plus 2.5.
I love that, Chris. Let's go. Give me the Buffalo Bills -8.5.
Wow. Okay. I will take.
There's so many.
Oh, it feels so dirty. I'm not going to do it. It feels so dirty.
I see one. Take it, JB. You know what I'm talking.
No, Give me. I want to sweat it with you
Don't,
guys.
don't ruin this for us, dude.
Hey,
I'm
what
not-
are we sweating?
Oh, no, I want to sweat it with you guys. Give me
There's one that
the
there's.
Ravens -3.5.
Okay.
What do you like, Ty?
I was just Bengals -6, but
Nah. I like the Ravens -3.5. Monday Night Football. We get to watch it, cheer for it. It gets us to
Love
plus 601, fellas.
That'll be fun.
I'll put the same on that.
cool. Cool.
Hey,
All
this
right,
was a
guys.
blast.
Hey, it
lot
was a
to talk
good
about
show.
today.
It was a lot to talk about. We're going to keep hitting our groove as we go along. I've got a bunch of guests potentially lined up for the coming weeks as we kind of figure out what's
Yeah.
going on with our sponsor. So we'll get some guests in here, which will spice up the clips, which will be fun. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Right now, we're very active on both. All of our personal ones as well as Blev Bros Sports Show. Repeating both right now, one final time. We have Lions +2.5, Bills -8.5, Ravens -3.5, and we have Thursday same game. Bo Nix 175 or more passing yards, Kamara 25 or more receiving yards, Cortland Sutton anytime tutty.
Yep.
Let's go, Cortland.
Those are the plays for the Blood Bro Sports Show. We'll see you guys on social media over the next few weeks. We'll see you live, Ty and I, at least throughout the rest of the week. We'll be back next Tuesday, 8 to 10 p.m. Blood Bro Sports Show. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. $10,000 giveaway coming up. Just kidding. All right. Have a great night, guys.
Take care of each other, fam.